Hello, everybody. I see the chat so impatient for StarCraft. Trust me, we're casting games tonight. I wouldn't have banned you here, although that'd be really funny. Maybe next April 1st, that's the plan. Just like start a stream but never actually start it. I'm Saetzero here with Neblime. He can't hold in his laughter, but you know what? It's just so much entertainment to have tonight. How you doing, Neblime?
I'm sorry, I'm so unprofessional. When you talk about causing chat to suffer, I'm just like, wow, that's so funny. I'm doing great. I'm very excited for more CPL games after, just starting my season casting yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, we're getting a little bit into the season now, week 2, Haven't really seen how the teams are stacking up as far as rankings. We're going to pay more attention to that after this week. But, different team tonight. We got two Factu Furious versus the Korean Mechanics, which I think we talked about it last time. But the team names this season are pretty all-time. I'm happy that we
didn't even mention the Korean Mechanics, though, which, it's pretty top tier as well.
It's pretty fantastic. And we are taking a little step back from last night. We Tier 0 last night, if you missed it, the VODs are available. Go check those out. But Tier 2, so, kind of in the meat of CPL, seeing the players on their path to improvement. And I'm actually really excited because there's some names in here I'm not familiar with casting. And Deathstar as Zerk. Ooh, that's interesting to me.
Oh, what? Okay. Alright, bring it.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's a full race switch or just a race pick to not TBT. So we'll see.
Oh, I suppose it could be, but then surely people pick Protoss always against Terran, don't they? Isn't that what people do? I mean, I guess if he just likes Zerg, I guess we'll see. If he doesn't 9-pull speed or something, then I'll be sad. But that's every game.
Yeah.
You get into a PvP and I don't see a 9-pull speed, I'm like, wow, why is this game so bad?
So when's your Zerg off-race season where you show people the power? Like, come on, we've had plenty of high-level players, like, mess around with all the teams. Like, Jesse's played all 3 races. Where's your turn? Why are you gonna...
I don't have any power. I'm just trying to win a game as Terran. I can't even do that, so... just hold on all that.
Well, I mean, that'll be exciting, but that is going to be our second set of the night. We're going to start off, though. Bagelpirate and Manadog, PBT. I know you always say about your PBZ being the CPL matchup. I feel like we get a lot more of this one, just because, it's people want to play this kind of game.
Nah, I don't know about that. Well, let's introduce these players first.
We'll see how things go. Ooh, they did. I'm not casting all of you. Can't make me. In the top right, in the blue Terran, it's Manadog. And in the bottom right, in the red Protoss, Bagelpirate. Here on Butter to start off our Week 2 series.
Yeah, so when we're casting Tier 0, right, they're doing all this high-level stuff like, walling and Nexus firsting and so on. Well, I suppose walling is not high level. But I'm wondering, is the meta different in Tier 2? Are we less likely to see proxies in Tier 2 compared to Tier 0? I think to an extent we are, actually. It sounds counterintuitive. On ladder, probably the lower you go, the more proxies there are. But I feel like in CPL, actually, people are less prone to try cheese in the lower tiers. What do you think about that?
I think really that... I don't know if it's a tier thing or if it's a regular season, preseason thing. The playoffs, cheese comes like to the forefront in the playoffs, but I feel like maybe you're trying to utilize the lessons to improve yourself as a player. So for regular season, the games matter, but like if you're not planning to cheese very often, why would you cheese when there's a perfect opportunity to get like real serious games you can analyze? So I think that might be a big part of it as well.
That's true. Oh no, don't even. I'm not looking at the turn base. Okay.
Hey, these are the players that need your help. These are the players that need your help.
Okay. Well, I mentioned it before. I'm not observing, so you got to show people in the stream.
I'm staring at it, man. I got you.
Do you know where to put the mineral to boost the SCVs? Okay, the depot's to the right, but the problem is this depot touching the CC doesn't do anything for you. Like, it could have been underneath the CC, it'd have been far better.
I mean, that is...
Force the SCV to pop out to the right, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, I get the theory of it. I actually do not know all the mineral boosting spots, so I'm glad that, you don't cast my games and you know enough about it.
Well, it's literally just always, if the minerals are to the right, the depot can push the stuff to the right. That's literally all it is. There's no other scenario because of how, units pop out of buildings. You can only move it around the building counterclockwise. You can't do anything else to it.
Yeah. Well, see, I'm just going to say I want my pylons in a comfortable spot because they have to power my buildings. That's my sense.
Okay.
There we go.
Well, the thing is, pylons don't mess with pros popping out anyway because they have too much space around them.
Oh, then I'm safe. I don't need to learn anything. I can just make zealots and party, right?
Yeah. Well, unless you're against Zerg, then oh boy, you better have learned.
Oh, I have.
If you haven't learned, Zerg will teach you.
Oh, they won't. I'll just lose. That's
Look at this Manadog not making any marine at all.
Yeah, that's
a little
two-fact.
Right? No, okay, pulls off gas. I was gonna say, if he's trying to go for the fastest possible two-fact, you can try and like skip Marines, get the factory down. Not that I recommend that by any means, but he is taking off gas. Presumably see a Marine coming up just soon. And look at this double gate coming up. No, or not.
Yo, I feel like that's a very interesting cancel, right? Because like you don't have a unit to shoo this SCV away. They're just gonna go back in and be like, "What are you doing?"
He's confident that the SCV will not be hit.
Yeah, disagree.
Oh dear.
Or maybe okay, they what the no this is infuriating.
Okay. I guess it was just a mistake in the build order or something that like he actually wanted range first and he forgot or something. But honestly, if you put that in the gateway, you might as well just let it finish because that's a lot of minerals you're losing there. Canceling that and rebuilding it messes up your timings of everything pretty much.
Well, if you're like. Like, if you're that tight on money, where it's like, oh, this gateway's a problem, you know you're not making units on the way. You can see the Manadog just like, what are you doing? I don't care. Expansion right away. This probe is seeing everything though, which is kind of funny.
Oh, but he's in trouble now. These Marines coming for him. Can he get out? Oh no, he turns around. Oh, he's not gonna make it home, I don't think. Oh, no, he's dead.
No, I don't think so, but still. I mean, Terran gets their expansion up, gets to skip the bunker for a little while at least. I feel like just analyzing this small mistake here, and it's not like Bagelpirate is going to be able to punch anytime soon. You know, Rage will finish eventually, but it's just going to force a little bit of repair. Not a big deal.
Yeah, Manadog much more solid opening. I mean, look, I don't know if it was an informed decision to not get the bunker or what, but anytime you can do that is very nice. Look at that. Robo coming up on one base too. Looks like Bagelpirate probably going to try for like a bust here, or at least for a fast Reaver harass, but this SCV is still just menacing this Protoss base. Like, seeing absolutely everything.
Yeah, I mean, if nothing else, you just see, oh, there's no expansion. I just need to, like, not die. And I actually saw Manadog, like, get this eBay. Like, I think you need to build up turrets if you're worried about anything from happening. I don't think, like, you're really concerned about any of this.
This armory, I'm not a fan when you literally only have one factory and your opponent's coming hard on one base. I think you just get the second factory. You just make pure tank and turrets as needed. I think you should be good. But the armory, I feel like, is not an expense you really want to bear when your opponent's just two gate robo, no nexus even. Looks like he wants to build one, but honestly, that's just a mistake, to be honest, if he does. Oh, okay. Because the problem is Protoss has invested so much into the offense here, and he's not going to actually like build the units that he needs from there. He's just delayed his nexus so much, effectively, is what he's done here. But look at this tank gonna push back these goons. I thought he might have trouble repairing that for a minute, but easily micros the tank a bit. And so he's gonna be safe here. So yeah, in effect, all Protoss has done is just got a hugely delayed nexus, and their robo is not gonna be particularly useful if it doesn't actually build anything. Observer's coming up.
Yeah, it's like, this is not getting you any kind of lead that you really want to see, right? Like, if it was this, like, heavy goon pressure where it's like, oh, you know, if you make units, I have defense, I can make you repair, and it's like, I'm on the map, no vultures get out, like, there's something to play off, like, doing 2-gate openings like this, but what we're seeing here is just, these goons are, like, almost losing one, actually, to the siege tank fire. This, like, hyper soft contained, vultures will be able to probably sneak out around that, and it looks like it's going to be a third nexus, at least reasonably quick for Bagelpirate, but the hole you dug yourself already as Protoss is really unfortunate to see.
Yeah, now I do like getting a third nexus at least in this scenario, but like the thing is he got that observatory real quick, like he cancelled it. Oh, okay. Yeah, look, Bagelpirate just all over the place, not really with a planned build it seems like, and that's really hurting him right now. Even the probe production falling off hugely as well. We can see the huge lead for Terran developing, and it's only going to get worse from here. So he's going to have to hope this Reaver's going to do big damage. Goons at the front took quite a bit of damage, but he didn't lose one, which is good.
But look, there's already a tank just in the main waiting. I think they're like fully aware, because remember that scouting SCV was live for so long. He saw the robo coming. Like, you're gonna try something. I can feel it. Like, there's no question about it. Or he has a couple turrets up as well. It's like, this Reaver harass, I'd be amazed if it does something, but I am not hopeful.
Yeah, 2-gate robo on one base, I guess it makes sense. But look, he pulls them out. But I mean, like you said, there's turrets already. I don't even see where he's actually going to get in. There's even like an extra turret by the mineral line if he gets in that far. Yeah. Look, the double expand definitely gives Protoss a chance to come back here, though. If he just knuckles down on the probe production, which he's doing right now, in macro is hard, he can definitely come back here. It just depends what Terran's plan is. Going up to 3 factories here. I don't think we're going to see a 2-base push coming. I think he's going to get a third in the end. He's getting a starport, so at least going to get upgrades before he pushes if he is going to do a 2-base play here. And the thing is, with Protoss with no tech, It's actually pretty strong if you just stay back in power and very slowly expand, because you're not in a rush really. Protoss doesn't put any pressure if they don't really tech. Now, it's about time to throw down a Citadel or something. We'll see if Bagelpirate does get anything. But this Reaver coming across now.
Yeah, eBay is floated, kind of getting out, getting a little extra vision. I heard some tank fire missed one goon dying, but I see its corpse, so we know the end result of it, unfortunately.
The Manadog like inched up and took some tank shots here, putting the tanks in a bit of an exposed position, but it's kind of working out. Okay, is he going to sneak in? That turret has the side of the map there. There's no gap.
Yeah, you're not gonna be able to sneak in there, unfortunately. He's gonna try it anyway, though.
No, turns back. Oh, okay, he does get it out. Does keep it alive at least. So he still has this Reaver as a defensive tool, but once again, the pro production has ceased. That said, for Terran as well, no SCVs being produced. But if we're frozen in the current state, Terran is 8 workers ahead, which is a big deal. Science study coming up and everything. I mean, I don't know. Is it intentional from Terran at this point? You're just going to 50 SCVs and then playing from 2 base? I don't know. I don't think so. But Protoss definitely should be making more probes than this. That's all I can say. Good gate count coming up, though. Protoss definitely preparing to mass up a lot of units. The Observatory extremely late, only just coming up. But honestly, it looks like it'll be on time for any vultures actually coming out of the map. Citadel does go down at last as well, so we're going to take towards something.
Well, like, at last, like, is the key thing. It's like, I think you went for this Reaver, you're adding on these extra gateways, you're all this stuff, you're really delaying all this kind of tech, and we saw that shuttle do 100% of nothing. Manadog is going to get a CC looking like they're going to fly it down south, which I remember yesterday you're complaining pretty heavily they didn't like that kind of plan. The shuttle's sneaking around the left side looking to try that instead, but that Bruce shuttle has to be careful. There's no turrets at the natural, only just the one, really. So I think if you find the right spot, maybe, but it sounds like it's a one-way mission if you commit to it.
Yeah, the thing is, if Manadog leaves the natural with everything, doesn't leave one tank here, the Reaver could definitely do a lot of damage. But yeah, it looks like, honestly, he just wants to sit back and, like, inch across to his third here. And I think it'll work out pretty well if he just does that slowly, methodically. He's in a pretty good position for that. There's only, like, a handful of goons out here just waiting to get murdered by tank spacing, which is about to happen. Oh, there it goes. Run!
Yeah, I can't say I'm thrilled about a game with basically no action. You, as Protoss, open 2 gateway, and you're down on supply? That doesn't sound like the path that will lead you to a good spot here. Manadog's actually making a dropship, so I think as Bagel's like trying to do whatever they're trying to do, right? Like that dropship might be a good way to pull them out of position, or at least like if this containment was held more aggressively, like that would be a good way to get them to back off.
Oh, you know. Oh wait, hang on, the Reaver might come in. Okay, no, it was moving like 1 inch. I'm like, better pay attention over there. But no, what I was saying, this is actually interesting. I haven't seen Terrans like build like kind of wall stuff across here, and this is kind of changing my mind about taking this base. If you land this eBay and barracks, say, just to add extra stuff, you put a lot of mines and build this like semi-wall. Actually, this seems a lot better now than the other base. Now that I think about it.
Yeah, I haven't actually seen this kind of play either, but that's cool. You know, I think it's more people getting that time in on the map, thinking about how they want to play it out, or maybe they just got that good coaching that's helping them out with a real solid plan here. But all this makes sense here, and like the work count's still ahead for mana. Like this Observer getting shot right out, doesn't die, but isn't even going to get close to the base. Has no idea about factory counts or upgrades or any of that kind of info you're really looking for at this point.
Yeah, I mean, he knows he's going for a third, though, I think. Well, okay, does he, though? Maybe he doesn't. This Observer's going to come up and see it, though, and honestly, that's all you really need to know. I don't feel like there's too much variation what Terran can do, except maybe with this dropship, but it's not being used at the moment anyway. Now, Terran he's making up a bit of money, but Macro and Reasoning belong. Given their SCV lead, honestly, I think they're still making a lot more stuff. And we can see they have a formidable defensive position here. Nothing actually up on the high ground with that third. I'd love to see Protoss at least come across and pressure that. Look, a couple of Zealots can at least force tanks to go over there. I don't believe that's a wall with that eBay.
No, just right through the gap.
Yeah. Yeah. So that is not ideal. You're better off just building depots there rather than landing the eBay. But he has enough here. He can just clean this up. It's no big deal. There's only goons otherwise, and they are not going to get through that eBay anytime soon. Siege tanks will deal with that, no problem. But Bagelpirate nicely pulls back. I mean, he lost a few units, but I don't hate at least forcing Terran to put some units here instead of just leaving it undefended.
Yeah, but I do hate that it's not that many gateways. No attempt at a 4th Nexus. This Stargate just finished. It was pretty late at this point, so Arbiter's much later than what could have been done in this game so far. And it's like still behind the workers. Hasn't been able to get any harass off the Reaver. I feel like for Protoss playing this passive of a kind of game, and Manadog clearly being very defensive, right? If you're going to play like this, take more bases. Make the Terran take some kind of action, right? Isn't that the way you would want to play it?
I would say if you're going for Arbiter, you want at least 5 bases to Terran's 3, and probably like really 6. Obviously that's difficult on this map. Wait, what's fighting? Oh, that poor goon left behind. All his buddies went home, and he was just standing there like, guys. Uh-oh.
Hey, he's gonna become that Reaver. Don't worry, it's gonna be fine.
Is that the cannon now? Is that the Saetzero Neblime cast cannon?
Hey, I've officially never played the campaign. I can make whatever cannon I want.
Look at these zealots. They're coming up here. Actually, they're gonna take out these tanks. It's actually a pretty strong move. Now, will they get baited down to the other tanks, or will they go for like the CC or something up here? Looks like they might try and do some damage here. If they could bust down that wall and the goons come up here, this could be huge. But the goons are currently not doing much of anything. They're quite far away. Man, if you combine this with the goons, it would have been a great attack.
This also would have been a great time to try that Reaver play. That shuttle's been sitting there doing nothing the whole time. I keep looking at it, like, come on, don't forget about it. Well, I think that might be stranded.
Imagine if the Reaver had dropped there and then helped out. But as it stands, he killed 3 tanks and lost like quite a few zealots, so probably not the best trade for Protoss. Especially given his uneven bases with the Terran, which is always a losing proposition for Protoss.
Well, especially when you're behind on workers, still at this point behind on supply. And, like, these Terran upgrades, not like they've been slacking on this. 2-1's already completed at this point. Like, because your armor's so late, you don't have stasis ready to help fight this. I think whenever Manadog wants to make a move, as long as it's, like, at least slow, not going crazy about it, like, you're going to be a good spot here. If we see scans going down, just looking for what's going on with bases. Scan the bottom left, but the probe didn't rally to the right spot, so you didn't see the probe. You know, next level gameplay.
Exactly. I was going to say next level as well, because if Terran doesn't know you're expanding, you know, they can't shut it down. So why even take a 4th base? Now, he's falling very behind here, though. Terran actually ahead in supply, and that's only going to get worse, especially if he goes in with a Zealot-only attack here again. Terran trying to get more of a wall, but there's still a big old gap. At least an SCV sort of blocking it now. No tanks actually up here this time, but that might work in Terran's favor if these Zealots just kind of get baited down the ramp. Look at that. There's only one SCV in their way. They're still just getting around. Oh, wait, they can get on the left anyway. As you can see, this eBay really is just a curse. It's not really helping with anything. Once again, Protoss with so many units in the middle of the map, these Zealots being sent in on their own to try and do something here. And, I mean, Vulture's the only unit you need. They're pretty good against Zealots. They're going to gun this down no problem. Tanks trying to quote-unquote help, but they're actually making it worse. Tanks doing a lot of damage to these Vultures, but nonetheless, cleans up a whole bunch of Zealots for free, basically.
Yeah, and again, it's just, like, Zealots are, especially in a game like this, they are relatively low cost, right? It's just minerals. It's not that many.
He has 3 bases.
But yeah, that's the problem. That's not these other bases. Like, he's eventually going to get this 4th. The next is done, but not mining yet. And Manadog starting there is basically the same time. Now, this shuttle is here by this 4th base, already in position for, like, that 5-minute down the line super late game harass. But still, it's...
You can't even see that CC, by the way. He doesn't actually know. Look, dude, I'm placing my bet now. I don't think he's going to use this shuttle for the whole game.
I'm not taking you against that bet. I'm like 90% sure that shuttle is not going to use the rest of the game, which is a shame.
It might be killed. It might be murdered by a turret or something, but that's the only thing that's going to happen to it. No, Bagelpirate is at least getting his army together here, but this is not the position he wants to attack. This is absolute suicide to attacking this army. Well, Terran does unsiege at the perfect moment, I guess. But even so, I wouldn't be trying this. I assume he got stasis. I saw Recall researching, but I only hope he got stasis as well.
He got stasis earlier, so yeah, he's ready to go over that at least.
Yeah, does it matter if he has no energy?
Ooh, EMP, great hit too. Hits all the army and everything.
He's not even pulling back. Oh no, this is going to be an absolute disaster for Protoss. Oh my god. Those goons just absolutely murdered. Like one siege tank fully killed like half the Protoss army. But he does pull back some at least. Well, props at least for not committing everything. Oh, no Goliath range. That's disappointing. Props to Protoss for not just committing everything and saying screw it and then losing the entire army, but still this is a very dire situation. These goons try and do what they can from high ground. Terran doesn't even care. Just like mashing their face against the Zealots. And yeah, they just got so much stuff. They're just going to A-move to victory, I think. I don't think there's really much Protoss can do.
Yeah, there's no splash damage. You don't have stasis to help you out. It's 3-2 Terran Mech Army just pushing. They can literally just run at you. They don't have the siege.
Oh, it doesn't have anything in it. It's just joining the battle. Yeah, look, honestly, I don't think he should have even sieged. I think that actually made it a lot worse for Terran. But nonetheless, like, how many gates you even got in here? You got 8 gates, 10 gates, 11 gates. It's something, but it's not enough at this point in the game. But Terran's not really keeping up their production either. He does need to keep these rallies coming. That 4th base finished, but a lot of idle SCVs just hanging out in the main right now. Oh, runaway Arbiter. Yeah. Okay, there's a Reaper without a shuttle back here.
Yeah, I think Manadog knows about this 4th base, so if they get postured up right in this good spot here, they're very easily going to be able to put siege pressure on that. Arbiter is trying to at least get back. We'll have a stasis soon, but, you know, so maybe there's an opportunity here. But still, this Terran army, the upgrades are great. Still, tons of tanks alive. Gonna try to engage again. Still no splash damage. It has a lot of cells to manage to get through. The full charge still alive though. Yeah, it's not gonna matter. It's too much stuff for Terran.
Yeah, like I was saying, he shouldn't have even sieged. Like, he should have stayed unsieged in that fight. It would have been way better. And he's still just crushing. Now, I guess a Reaver is one unit you don't really want to fight unsieged. As long as he deals with all these zealots and stuff, it's no problem. Yeah, he's just moving his way to victory. D-Matrix on the Vulture, +3 is done. Well, only takes a couple Reaver shots to get through that. But the Scarab's not even doing anything. There's a Valkyrie. These observers will never be able to spot him now.
Yeah, I saw that when it got produced, and I'm like, why in the fuck is there a Valkyrie? If you're gonna do that, at least make it a Wraith, right?
Well, that Scarab got one good shot, now it's dead. But yeah, these are Arbiters, they can't deal with the Valkyrie. That's it, GG.
A little sad to see, though. Well executed from Manadog. Got no complaints about the Terran play. The Protoss, though, just... none of the base level ideas were bad, right? You know, getting bases, arbiters, lots of gateway units, but the execution was definitely behind.
You know, I was going to say the exact opposite.
Oh.
Well, okay, not that the execution was perfect, but I thought at least what Manadog was trying to do made absolute sense. He just sits back on his 2 bases, gets upgrades, slowly expands and attacks when he has a big army. Conceptually, that's fine, but I feel like the Protoss didn't really have any good plan at all. Nothing they were trying to do really served their strategic goal. Like, they stayed behind on bases, and then they were trying to attack in with a small part of their army repeatedly to one base, and then they attacked with all of their army. Okay, I guess they sort of baited in. They didn't really mean to. So never mind that last bit. But still, nothing really served a good strategic picture in my mind there. So I'm really thinking Terran's going to take this second one very easily.
Yeah, I honestly wouldn't be surprised, but it also could be unfamiliarity with the map as well. Like, you know, Polypoid, a lot more comfortable. You get to play on a 4-player map. If you're used to expanding in a certain way, maybe that's going to be more your speed. So we'll see if these players got anything else heading our way. But we'll go into game 2, see if it does end up switching up a little bit. Or maybe the strategy changes, because I don't want to see gate, cancel, gate, robo. Like, I don't want to see that crap again. Hopefully we do not. But we got cross positions on Polypoid. Top right in the red Protoss, Bagelpirate. And in the bottom left in the blue Terran, it's Manadog.
So... if you say it's only because of the map, that still implies to me that Bagelpirate here has a lot less strategic flexibility, though. So I'm still really thinking Manadog's going to take this. So good news, we got an underdog here in CPL. You know, hype if he wins, I guess.
I mean, we got so many underdogs in CPL.
Yeah.
Zen. So because I see that in the chat. It's not that we're being overly harsh. I mean, the Neblime can go in sometimes, but that's just building placement. That's what you're going to trigger them at. It's just... if we point out the kind of things that it's like, this really seemed to be the problem, it's at least like an easy level. Like, if the player watches this game, they have an idea what they should try to work on a little bit.
Yeah, Zen, what's the like universe you were mentioning here? We watch this game, Bagelpirate loses, and we're just like, geez, well, you know, those tanks really blew him up. Wonder why? Like, how's he supposed to improve from there? Like, quite honestly, you know, and like this is just what I see happening. This is why the game went the way it went. And then for me, I don't know, like 50% of commentating at least is just like, what's going to happen and why.
Yeah. Although, can you imagine though, like we just grab like a Bisu versus like Shine replay, and I'm just like I'm trying to pick apart Bisu's like no, like Chris of like pro gamers, I'd literally just be like, man, he's good, huh? Damn, so good.
Well, like, wouldn't we just like find some like bullshit thing to complain about, Lo? Like, I mean, this player is probably like C rank because they did XYZ or something. Right, nice SimCity coming up from Terran this time. Now, I want to see Protoss just take the next on 1 gate this time, because they don't really have much plan to harass with 2 gates, it seems like, so I don't think you want to try and be overly safe. If 2-fat comes, it comes, and you can only hope that, you know, your level of execution with the defense is similar to their level of execution on the attack. I'm not really a fan of going like this fast 2-gate defensively, so I really just want to see an Nexus this game.
Yeah, I love doing the 2-gate stuff, but I'm planning to use it, like, I'm trying to be really aggressive when I play. I'm prepared to double expand behind the catch back up. I know, like, the pitfalls of what it's trying to do, and I do actually play into that. I think most players should be doing this 1-gate expand, like, because there's no reason not to. And it's like, that's why we say this matchup's, like, so boring early on. We see the same thing over and over, because it's hard to think of an argument why you shouldn't be doing it. It's stable. It gets you into the mid game where that's where I think Pro shines a lot more than that real early game, unless you want to proxy some gateways.
I mean, this is what people realized about Brugger a long time ago. If you just can get another base, you just have such a ridiculous advantage, right? That, you know, there's like 2 types of strategies in openings in StarCraft. You kill your opponent, or, you know, cripple them at least, or you take a base. Those are the 2 options. Right, and, you know, so it's like, what if I take 2 bases?
All right, so we're seeing 2-gate again, range before any units. So as long as it's used to put on some pressure, I'm not going to mind it. I just don't want to see what's all last game, especially now that it's cross spawns and you have even more time. Like, to get everything up. If you're worried about the defensive, you'll have more time to build those rounds of units. And if you're really worried about it, like cutting units to get the upgrade faster, like that can work, I guess. But like, if you just want that feeling of safety, just having units feels safe.
Well, I would argue that if you got the Nexus and then just started producing goonies, you'd actually probably be better off here.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It goes down in a timely manner at least. So, you know, we're doing better than the last game for sure. But look at this, Terran got the CC real fast here. Once again, going up before the bunker, so he's happy just to macro up here, and it's going to be great since he's cross positions. No real threat going to come in here at all. Now, Protoss can like build up a whole bunch of goons and suddenly attack with this 2-gate. It's definitely a thing that can happen where, like, you know, Terran's sitting there like relaxing too much because nothing's hitting the bunker, and then suddenly 10 goons just like sprint in, YOLOing the tank. We'll see if he sticks with the goon protection for that, or if he's going to go for a robo or a fast third or anything like that. One thing I do kind of like about this is you have the option to take a pretty fast third Nexus with this. If you scout what Terran's doing, you want to be a little bit greedy.
Yeah, I also just like that, you know, it's not that robo, like, the SCV still getting the scouting info they're looking for, not getting chased out right away, but, like, you're not at the point where it's like, this harass better do damage to kind of even things up a little bit, so I think just overall, even if nothing happens, Bagelpirate's plan makes a lot more sense. This game going to be put in a better spot, but...
For sure.
I mean, we saw what Manadog has been able to do, though, when they are kind of left to their own devices. And I think on this map, especially, getting that third base is going to be just as easy as what we saw before, because you're used to doing
even easier. I would say much easier on Polypoint. Like, it's just right there. You just got to get up that one ramp and you're good. Now, you can't block it off so much in buildings, but you've got a couple turrets, so it's defensible enough. Now, we see this eBay coming up again pretty fast. I wonder if Manadog is actually just going to do the same exact build for both games, even all 3 games if we go that far. I mean, worked in game 1, why not, right?
Yeah, I have no complaint with that. If that's the way you want to play, so you're, you know, actually stop. And look, Siege is already done. These Dragoons haven't even hit the bunker yet. Needs to pull back though. Don't want to actually take real damage. Only takes a little bit, not so bad, but unfortunately can't use any harassment on the bunker. But that's okay. You know your opponent went Siege first. You're not under any threat. We'll see if there is going to be a fast Nexus to kind of follow this up.
I really want Bagelpirate to be throwing down a third Nexus, but there's some idle probes hanging around, unfortunately. Here we go. Probes heading out. I can only hope that's where it's going. But yeah, I think especially when you see Siege mode, fast third's definitely going to be a good option. Here we go. If you're not taking super fast or something. But yeah, getting those observers. Not going to mess around with any Reavers this time. Hey, my prediction about that shuttle was correct, by the way.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's probably a good thing for that Reaver because it means it got to survive and go home to its Dragoon children or something. Which basically going to take. This probe can't decide.
I think it's going to end up being the 12. Having the ramp, maybe that's you get access to the gas, and then you can just take that mineral base a little bit whenever you want. So I don't mind like going for the 12 instead here. I think that makes a lot of sense. And if it's showing off the plan that's like we're going to get the 4 bases reasonably fast, I think all of this is already making a little more sense. And I was looking at the real early game for Manadog, like he got that turret like nice and early up at his ramp. It's siege expand both games at this point. I think just very defensive, wants to survive till you get to that Terran Death Army. I think that's kind of the style we're expecting to see, right?
Well, that's a good strategy. Just survive until max with Terran is basically this matchup. That's what you really have to do. Now, I was going to say, it is good having this early gas space, but I mean, we'll see what he goes for. Presumably it's going to be Arbiter again, but I want to see how fast here. Because I don't know, last game, he would have had probably 2 stasis by the time Terran pushed to max if he hadn't got baited into that huge fight and or got EMP'd. And I don't know if it might be quite enough to deal with what Manadog's bringing here. Citadel goes down at a good time though, so on track so far.
Yeah, it's already looking a lot cleaner here. I think like not getting the Reaver and the shuttle, you know, maybe this is more the build you're used to doing because this looks a lot more typical this game. So I don't know if maybe like you made the robe, it's like, oh, I forgot the Nexus or something. You're like trying to like fix it with the Reaver, but you're a little less practice. So Like, it's already looking a lot better. The probe production is a lot closer to the SUVs this game, like keeping up with everything, having their plan. Or he has the probe down the bottom right as well to take another expansion later. So
yeah, I love that move. That's taking that fourth real fast is definitely strong here. And he has that observer. He sees the starport coming up at this time. You know Terran's not going for a two-base push. If he moves up a little, he'll see the CC as well. Scan going down. Just going to spot the Citadel there. Nothing else critical, but I mean, that's all there is right now, right? And I think that's a pretty good scan to have. Yeah, if he throws down this fourth here, I'll be starting to change my opinion, thinking maybe Protoss can take this game here. But I'm waiting for it. I'm waiting for it.
Well, like I was saying though, very different map. You're much more used to playing Volley Point. It's like there's so many more bases to take. It's not like this weird vertical alleys to walk through that Butter has, where you got to decide where your army's going to be. I think you are much more comfortable positioning your army and being yourself in a good position to stop Manadog's push. So, like, realistically, I'm expecting to see a much different game from Bagelpirate so far. Pulls back the goons, so they take a little bit of damage, but it looks like just Manadog's going to try to push out a little bit here. Vulture attempting to sneak out, turns around, decides it's not really worth the trouble.
Yeah, so last game he actually really got bullied by those tanks and lost like 5 goons or something, so definitely good he's keeping alive this time. More reinforcements coming across as well. This is the thing, even if you don't really have anything, you can really delay Terran on this ramp a bit. Just hanging your goons around, you know, Terran doesn't want to unsiege and move up all at once because they'll actually lose every tank. With some vultures to back it up, it's a bit scarier for sure. But he can definitely cause some delays here. The CC's finished. Do not float that out with no protection! Manadog, no! Oh my god.
Nah,
if Protoss sees this, he can just snipe that CC. Okay, no, he stopped. Okay, I'm freaking out too much. I really thought he was going to float it out there, because I've seen it before in CPL. Okay, gonna pull back inch by inch here. Or not. Yep, nice, nice. This is exactly what you want to do here as Protoss. Just make them siege and unsiege as many times as you can before they get the CC down. Oh, he's going to lose a goon here, though. Unfortunate. Oh, no vision. That goon is living on borrowed time. As soon as Terran gets vision, it's dead.
Hey, I'm okay with this though. This is just, you know, buying a little bit extra time here, and behind all this, still doing a good job macro, getting double forged upgrades as well. So it looks like, you know, the late game plan for Bagelpirate not going to be as behind the upgrades as what we saw before. I think
no fourth base though. No fourth base is the big problem here, and that might be the decisive factor. I have to say, Protoss really need to stay ahead on bases here. Now Terran's about to land this in just a minute, and the fourth Nexus has not started. So I think Terran's really going to pull ahead again, the way this is looking.
Yeah, I'm wondering if we're actually going to see a little bit of a different style, though. We're seeing a lot more gateways getting added on, still no Temple Archives, so it's so far away from Arbiter, so maybe a little more of the gateway man.
Yeah, it could be. Oh, people in chat pointing out building exit is blocked. Yeah, these gateways, unfortunately, some of them can only pop out zealots, but they are doing that, so that's okay. You can put goons on the outside ones. But yeah, you might be right. Maybe he's just going to go for a big old bust here. Is that 9 gates? Is there a 10th one? Oh, there is. Oh, that is 10. Yeah. Okay, alright. Well, you know what? That could work, but he's going to need some shuttles. He is going to need some shuttles. It definitely makes it a lot stronger. But maybe you're right, because looking at his forces right now, actually, this defense at the 3rd does look kind of weak. But his window is going to close, because as Terran gets his base, powers up on more factories, gets his upgrades, attacking is kind of less and less advisable. Honestly, since Zealot speed is done, he should probably be looking at attacking even right now.
Yeah, I don't think the +1/+1 is going to be the big decisive factor. Is getting a tech for Arbiter, so, you know, has that next game plan. Still no 4th Nexus, but if you're planning to be aggressive, you can get some damage done. That's not going to be so bad. Vultures are going to try to lay some mines. Not going to be a whole lot, but anything helps in this kind of situation here. You see a big group of units off to the right side. Still a couple of goons up at the top. If this is split up a little bit more, I think I like it a little bit better. If you can hit the tanks from the backside of it.
Yes, I definitely agree with that. Attacking from multiple directions is very strong here. But Terran has put the mines he kind of needs to. And like, he doesn't have an observer right here to clear these out. He did go for Arbiter Tech here. But then again, I'm thinking, well, where's the 4th base? You know, all this is well and good. But if he's not going to kill Terran now, he's going to need a 4th base and probably a 5th and even a 6th in a little bit later. So,
well, we might see the attack soon. With a lot of zealots being rallied, and now that there's an observer but the observer like sees like what's there. If you want to make the decisions, like he's got a lot of zealots here. There's not that many vulture positions. There's not that many mines to worry about either. I actually think you might be able to kind of go through.
If he brings these vultures back from this minefield over here, I think Terran can hold, because these mines are going to do more damage than you might think to these zealots.
Well, I just want to see the bloodshot.
Yeah, well, let's see how it goes. The mines are going off. Where are the vultures? They do get pulled back from the minefield, but they're kind of being sent out in front. Nonetheless, they're getting cleaned up almost instantly. This is going to be an absolute slaughter for Protoss.
Yeah, that did not go well. You did predict the future. That D-Matrix is actually a nice touch as well, just to keep the tanks alive. And I honestly thought, you know, maybe the Zealots would get in a little bit faster, maybe actually make the mines hit some of the Terran units, but yeah, it didn't connect the way you wanted.
I was asking this yesterday again. Who's the Terran player? Who's the Protoss player? Because I'm sitting here like, oh, that Terran army's scary, and you're sitting there like, mines don't do anything. And I'm like, what? Like, what's happened to us, man?
It's leading stuff for commentary, man. It's like, it's not that it's just like, oh man, he should attack. It's like, I want him to attack. For reasons unknown, don't worry about it.
Just for drama. But yeah.
For drama, yeah.
And now the 4th Nexus goes down, but it's way too late here. Terran's like already super ahead. The Arbiters are coming, but again, like it's not going to help breaking this position now. Like I was saying before, he had his window really when Zealots be finished before Terran really got set up here. And now Terran's just powering on how many factories? He's got 6 factories, probably needs some more there. But +2 is finished, I believe. Yes, it is. So Terran's just getting stronger and stronger. Protoss needs to throw down like even another 2 Nexuses or something to try and come back here. Because I don't think this Zealot Goon and Arbiter is going to cut it.
No, it's going to be just not enough muscle. It's going to just be... if you didn't lose the army for that attack and you were like nearing max or already at max at this point, like, you know, maybe you can make something happen. But just like after giving up the crowd, like all those Zealots, you could just see the instant 4th base taken over on the 9 side. Adding more gateways down the bottom, but I guess that means like no attempt to switch to carriers or anything. So it's just going to end up being this gateway army, which these gateways in the base with the pylons blocking it, it's going to be a little bit funny. You have to kill those off later.
Well, as long as you just... yeah, I mean, I think that's fine, though. I think that's a pretty common play, like, at all levels, though. Because you just got to block those vultures, right? And 1 pylon is not a huge investment compared to, like, 20 probes dying because 2 vultures got in your base, right?
Yeah, I mean, but you could say something there with cannons. That would protect against drops, too.
Yeah, okay, but you don't have a pylon over there, and they cost more than a pylon as well. Like, if you want to KyonEXE that Nexus, you got to spend 250 minerals, whereas this 1 extra pylon blocking the thing is 100 minerals you're going to blow up later, which I think is fine. I'm defending this play here. I think Bagelpirate's doing the right thing.
Yeah, Zealot gets over to the side over at the 9, does see what's going on here. One Zealot not back across to see what's going on there. There's not that much defense, just a couple tanks, so... You know, that could be a good recall target. Recall's being researched, and we got an Arbiter on the field building energy. Still going to be a little bit ways off, though.
So, this is the thing. Terran's 4th base up pretty securely. Not the most secure, but pretty securely. Whereas Protoss 4th base is getting up now as well. This is what I was saying earlier in the game. Protoss really needs to expand way ahead of Terran. Like, I think a good advice for Bagelpirate here is just any TVP game you play, look at your replay, and if you aren't expanding, like, after the 2nd base, of course, like the 3rd and 4th and so on bases, if you aren't expanding way before Terran, then, you know, you needed to have, and if you can't expand without dying, that means you were already 2 behind, and or, you know, you haven't got the gateways you need when you need them. Because this just seems to be the pattern here, that Manadog is just kind of steadily expanding, and Protoss just not keeping up. Yeah. Oh, Vessel. Does he have EMP research? I didn't see it.
Yeah, a while ago. Ages ago.
Okay. Well, you know, Manadog's actually a much better Terran than me because I always forget EMP.
Yeah. Honestly, like, this is hard, though, for Protoss, right? You get this late in the game and look at this 6 o'clock, taking another base. Like, Manadog's got plenty of money. You already maxed that. It's like, might as well. What's really going to be the problem not to? And the Observer does see it, so we can see what Bagelpirate wants to do. But it's like, if you think about... If you think about Protoss with the other matchups, right, like PvZ, PvP, you don't play this super late game very much. So if you don't play against a lot of Terrans very often, you don't get a lot of practice playing this max army. What do you do? Like, what should you do when you don't have units to build anymore? How many bases should you be taking? It's definitely
like every matchup is very different for every race, though. I would say. Oh, look, this is ever running in. The one threat I would say you're saying why doesn't Terran just take every base is recalls here. Recalling these orthogonal bases is actually pretty strong because they just have a small ramp you can kind of hold. If he pulls that off, he can kick out a base, but no, he's going to engage the Terran army instead. And I don't even have any commentary to give at this moment because this is just I don't even know. It's just a disaster. So many units dying here.
I mean, Zealots are coming in after a fact, but there's still so many vultures alive. They're at 3-2,
yeah, and he has
I think,
+3. Yeah, +3 finished just a minute ago. And that's, I think, the main force Pro is going to have here. No gas bank remaining, which I'm kind of curious about, because he did take 3 gases pretty early. I guess he queued up a bunch of Arbiters. Oh yeah, he has 2 Arbiters in each Stargate. That'll chew up your gas. But yeah, Terran easily, like, crushes that. His factory count's still a bit low, so maybe if Protoss can sort of whittle him down in successive attacks, but I don't believe that's what's going to happen here. I think Terran is going to be able to hold on.
Yeah, it's hard to imagine without like a recall, without anything, but losing all that army in the middle of the field here. Like you don't have that army ready to kind of throw into a giant attack. But all that being said, Manadog, 82 SCVs, so that the supply isn't all army. It's not as bad, and eventually the upgrades for Bagelpirate are going to catch up. You're going to have these like full power arbiters be able to cast their spells and really influence fights a little bit more. And we'll see what Manadog wants to do, because I think he's in a great spot, right? 5 bases, you can't complain as Terran about the spot you're in right now.
Yeah, definitely. This is a dominating spot for Terran. His macro really slipped, though. Look at the bank, whereas Protoss is actually remaxed. You know, the last fight was very inefficient for Protoss, but if you can just make the units and Terran can't, it doesn't really matter how much money you have in the bank. Oh, look at this, getting caught unsieged. Some flanking units coming in, but half the Protoss army not really participating. EMP catches one Arbiter. He still has a stasis field, but I love going just for the counterattack. Actually, I think this is a really good move, just ignoring the Terran army and just going and hitting a base. I love this. Now, the Terran army is coming back, but a huge stasis could be good here. I would love to see him focus that CC, but instead he put a lot of damage into the barracks. Now he's just sitting here as the tanks come back to finish him off. Well, I loved it at first. My love is decreasing.
And reinforcements are going to cover the side, and there's no more vultures to cover these tanks anymore.
Ooh, okay. Yeah, okay, maybe you clean this up. Damn, Manadog hitting 10,000 minerals. Okay, I shouldn't have questioned it. Looks like he's actually going to, take this whole army out, and he'll take this third out as well. Manadog trying to micro these tanks back.
6 o'clock as well, getting some Zealot pressure in, going to be killing some other bases as well. So really shutting down mining 2 bases. There's plenty of bank to work through with Bagelpirate making a really good move here. If they took another base behind, I'd be thrilled. Like they're trying their best to spend their money, getting right near Remax. And Manadog,
wow,
you kept mentioning that factory cat.
Yeah, and that's the problem. You can see how much money he has in the bank. You know, when this happens as Terran, you're kind of like, well, I lost my bases, but I have so much money. Do I really need them? But in the long term, you're not going to do well. He is going to keep these tanks alive and finally clean up these units. That one Zealot actually taking out those 2 tanks. I found the sieges those. But he just lost 2 bases. Like, Protoss looking huge right now. Manadog's going to have to try and build up a huge army again. What is he building? Oh, he lost his barracks, so he can't build any more factories, which he desperately needs. Definitely Terran on the back foot all of a sudden. Now, I have to say it again, broken record over here, but Protoss needs more bases, man. He's only mining from 2 right now, so he's not even that much better off than the Terran, and Terran still has this huge bank. So, as long as Terran can hold on here, it doesn't really even matter as long as Protoss doesn't take any more bases. But can Terran hold on? These forces going up to the 9 o'clock as well, and Terran's still sitting siege back in his natural.
I mean, the big thing I'm looking for, which the MPs have been good, you gotta be careful with the Arbiters here, but a recall... yeah, as I fucking say it, right? But a recall on the production would have been so big right now to kill off all these factories, really stunt Terran from getting back to this game here. But I like the moves we're seeing, though. He eliminated the mineral base, the 6 o'clock, and he's going to eliminate 9. The banks deplete really fast when you actually don't have any money.
Where are these SCVs going? Oh, they're going back to the 6. There's absolutely nothing to defend it. Yeah, and Manadog is still trying to spend that ridiculous amount of money he got. And finally, we see Protoss take another base in the top left. These SCVs are going to get absolutely slaughtered by the football team of Zealots over there. Looks like the 9 o'clock CC will survive, though. So, as long as Manadog remakes some SCVs, he's not necessarily out of this yet. Please lift that CC. If this CC doesn't get lifted, there is no justice. Oh, God. Oh, no!
Get rid of it. Punch that building to death.
Meanwhile, the entire Terran army getting deleted over here. GG. Manadog thinking the bank is probably not enough to come back. To be honest, if he could see Bagelpirate's bank, he might have stayed, but that doesn't necessarily mean he wasn't going to lose there.
So, I mean, the whole game, we definitely had things to say about what Protoss should be doing, all that kind of stuff. Late game, you see the Protoss take 2 main, start really adding on gateways for the remax, because the fight, there's going to be a trade, you're going to have to remax quickly. At what point does Terra need to make a lot of extra factories? Because, that clearly wasn't enough.
Once you secure your third base, once you secure your third base, then you get your, your science facility and your +2 and all that, then you just go up to, 10 factories. And with no third gas, it's a bit hard, but you just have to make more vultures and less tanks, basically. Even on the machine shop factories, you just make vultures until you have enough gas for your factory town, and then you go back to tanks, basically, is what you do. But yeah, if you have 10,000 minerals in the bank, you're probably not going to win that game, I have to say. Unless it's a TBT, that can happen. But yeah, honestly, again, strategically, I feel like Manadog was way ahead, but he just did not make units. That's all there is to it.
Well, I mean, we get to go to game 3. A great turnaround to see that it gets to that point, though. We'll see how the players close out. Clip's different kind of map, so we'll see. But still something that players should know. In the top right, in the blue Terran, we got Manadog. in the bottom left, in the red Protoss, it's Bagelpirate.
Okay, so Bagelpirate's going to get 2 gates. Manadog's going to get siege mode. What else are we going to talk about for the first 6 minutes of the game, Saetzero?
That I like 2 gates here if they get used. Because we see Manadog, like, he's been doing this expansion, but it's not like he's being really cautious about it. He's not building the CC in the main and floating it down or anything. So if you're going to do it here, I think you can, there's a chance to make work of it if it happens. We'll see.
Well, this is what I'm saying. I feel like Manadog getting pretty comfortable just sitting at the natural with his tank. If you just build up the goons, you don't show them at first, you just suddenly run in. Like, you can actually just win the game if Saren's not paying attention, because you got to, like, pull SCVs and block and all this stuff.
Cole, it hasn't been, like, we're not talking 10-15, man. Like,
it has not 10-15. 10-21, it's the same thing. If you're not paying attention as Terran, Protoss can just come in with a bunch of goons. It can happen.
It gives you, especially if you're paying attention, Terran moves that tank a little too aggressively, you manage to snipe that first one, that could put you in such a good spot.
Absolutely. Now, I mean, historically in this series, you know, the goons have kind of been a bit scared of the tanks at natural. The tanks keep sieging them down and they kind of inch back and get murdered. So, I mean, I don't know if we'll see such a dramatic change. Yeah, this probe's coming out here.
You want to know the one thing that we didn't, like, mention, but, you know, we had 2 2-player maps and no attempt at gas steal either game.
Yeah, and this is why I'm pretty convinced Bagelpirate's going to do the exact same opening here.
All right, we'll see when it ends up getting there, though. It's
Simmer in chat saying 10-15 is okay. It's amazing. Oh, if I play PvT, that's always what I do. I think it's really good.
All I'm hearing is that if you off-race, you're the cheeser, like the big
Hell
cheeser.
Yes. Hell yes. Dude, you think I wouldn't cheese with Terran if they have better cheeses? Like, what am I supposed to do as Terran? 2-fac? I mean, meh.
BBS, bro. Get
some bad build, though.
Deep 6.
It's actually terrible. BBS is actually terrible. Like, honestly, it's so weak. I don't even... Like, give me 9-pull speed any day, but BBS, I'm not doing that. Okay, so... I love this SimCity, by the way. He's got the box. This is what we saw.
I was already looking at it. I knew you were going to mention something about it, so don't worry. I got you.
The box. It's the perfect SimCity. It's actually the perfect SimCity. The only problem with it is it needs to be 1 more tile to the right. So, not actually perfect. But nonetheless, there you go. You can't go for a TVP game without Neblime criticizing SimCity. It's a fact.
I mean, it's true. We are not getting the 2 gateway opener, though. This is the difference so far.
saying Medino held DeWalt's... No, sorry, no. DeWalt held Medino's BBS with 12 next. That's how bad BBS is, dude. Against Zerg, it maybe, but against Terran or Protoss, no. It's so bad. It's just the worst. And look, there's that second gate.
Yeah, I mean, things were ordered a little bit differently, though. The first goon was made before range starting upgraded, so it was also before the second gateway started, so there's more units in the field. Even the look of this 2-gate has a little more punch to it. And I'm wondering the way this is getting set up if we're going to delay the range for the Factor Nexus instead.
Yeah, maybe, but what are you going to do with these non-range goons? You won't be crashing the bunker. Here's the thing, though.
What bunker?
Manadog's been delaying this bunker a lot. Yeah, that's a good point. If this goon just shows up, in the 3rd gate, I do think he needs range with this, but I don't dislike this 3rd gate. You just suddenly have a lot of goons. I have played games on ladder where people just go 4-gate goon. I'm like, what? And look at this. He's going to cancel this bunker. Unless these Marines give their lives, which they certainly will if they keep fighting. Or take that SCV out! He does take it out, nicely done. Now Terran's in a lot of trouble. Another goon is on the way here. The barracks was lifted, so no more Marines can be made. Another SCV coming down. Unfortunately, that bunker is pretty much finished, so I don't think he can stop it. But, you know, you start opening up this this defense a little bit, it gets harder and harder. No ranges on the way, though. That's a big issue.
Yeah, I liked the idea of what we were seeing here until there was no range, even still at this point, because you can see with that Brax is part of the wall when the first tank goes out. And we've been seeing Siege expand this entire time. You get one Siege tank on the high ground, it's like you're never breaking this. That ain't a reasonable way. That probe is still alive behind this base, though.
What a beast. So, lifting the barracks was a bit scary there for a minute, but you can see why it's so strong, because how are you going to get goons in here now? Oh my god, this tank. Okay, those goons are low, so they don't want to be trying this, but man, Manadog is brave with his tanks. Nexus goes down, so goon production has been cut as well.
An SCV scout did see the Nexus, but didn't get in far enough to see the gateways.
Right, but this Nexus is not a fake, he's not cancelling it.
Yeah, but like he still might not be as like fully ready for what's coming if you're like really trying to track like, oh, how many goons could they have here? But with the range being so delayed, it's not really going to matter, I don't think.
Yeah, I'm kind of looking at this. I'm like, well, if he ran all 4 goons in, he could probably kill the tank, but then he actually loses all 4 goons. I'm like, yeah, I don't really see what Protoss can make happen here. So maybe it's just as well he's cutting the goons for the Nexus in this case. And now Siege Mode is done. Really, your window has closed, I feel like. Unless they all sit right at the front there, but then it's still such a risky attack to make with pure goon. And they got the Armory and eBay coming up again, so Manadog going for the same build. We had an exciting variation with Bagel with the 3rd gate, but I think we're going to settle back into the same kind of game once again.
Yeah, I mean, I am curious if there is going to be some kind of different plan, though. Looks like the probe is moving over to the 9 o'clock to take their next expansion, so at least not fully tunneling. It's like, well, I made this gateway. I have to really commit to being aggressive. It's like, the idea, like, it's not panning out, and that's completely fine. But still on a reasonable path here. Good amount of goods are still being made, and range is about to complete as well. So, you know, if you're not paying attention, you can kill that bunker real fast, or try to die for these tanks. It's like you said, though, it's just risky to even think about it.
Well, 3 siege tanks, I don't think there's any way this can happen. It's just going to be suicide if those goons try. But look at the worker difference. See? That's what I mean.
Oh, no. Did you see the goon at the
yes,
front?
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I mean by suicide, is what I was saying.
Yeah.
But look at the worker count right now. Terran is just way too ahead here. He's just got that CC fast and then didn't let up on the production. And Protoss with that late Nexus, even now not producing probes, is falling super behind. This 3rd timing I like a lot, but you need workers for the bases you've got.
Yeah, it's just gonna be a hard spot here. It's unlike Polyport, where you have a lot of bases taken, where you can go in different directions, and if Terran wants to push, you're gonna buy a lot of extra times. Like, is the plan here maybe you go up to the left, get that double gas, like then you get the great gas income, you go big on armor or something?
Oh, this rally. How many goons are going to die this way? The only problem with that is it's very open to Vulture Harass because it's such a wide open base. So potentially a reason not to do it. And look, honestly, you don't need that many gases that fast in this matchup. So you might as well just take, like, say, one of the bottom right bases, which is really easy to defend from Vultures. And a lot harder for Terran to push in general. Because Terran doesn't want to send their whole army down to that corner of the map. So, I mean, I don't know. If you're doing some, like, Templar heavy strategy or something, I don't know, maybe. I just can't really imagine why Protoss needs two gas so early.
I mean, they don't, but it's, you know, maybe opens up some fun avenues. Like, no, it's just, like, realistically, what we're seeing is kind of more of a repetition of game 1, that nothing has really happened that much. Protoss is behind on supply, like, the bases, like, the economy, everything's just not looking great for them. And I can't point out, like, oh, but they got this. This will be the key that can maybe open up the game.
Well, I've got it. They got their Citadel faster this time. You know, they're taking faster. That's what they've got. Okay, I believe. The sudden stasis attack, I don't know, something will happen here.
I mean, possibly. We didn't see, like, any stasis. Like, there's one stasis that got down.
There's no way this is probe tight, is it? Oh my god. I did not know that pylon above Forge was probe tight. Now I know. Wow, that is sad. But hey, it's not like his other bases are fully saturated, so whatever. That is very disappointing for the Protoss, I have to say. Like, you know, not being able to put your workers in there is a real pain.
Yeah, that's not great.
Okay, Archive's coming up here. I want to see a Stargate sometime soon. Of course, could go for that shuttle style. Everyone seems to want to go on this map. I think Arbiters are fine too. Science facility coming up here. Yeah, Terran's still doing the exact same thing. I hope he's learned his lesson and we get to see more factories this time. Yeah, 10,000 minerals is like... It's like an objective you have. Stay below 10,000 minerals. If you hit 10,000, you instantly lose.
Whoa, man. I was going to say that could be like an achievement that's like hit 10,000 minerals in a game. That's like, it sounds good on paper. It's like someone doesn't play StarCraft. It's like, yo, you get so much money though. Good job.
Yeah, you'd think that, wouldn't you? That is kind of a counterintuitive aspect here, isn't it? Yeah, like imagine, you know, someone who doesn't really play StarCraft, say they might have played single player, you like show them the stats, like, oh, well, you know, Terran's 10 supply down compared to Protoss, but he has 10,000 minerals and Protoss has no money. You'd be like, oh, well, I mean, I guess, but then it'd be like, well, what is Terran doing?
Yeah, that's the like you're in like your late 20s. It's like, look at the money I got in my checking account. It's like, yo, but I've been working on my 401k. What are you doing?
Okay, Tank's starting to inch out here. Protoss has a good spread, but he also has like no actual army, so probably the best doesn't do anything here. Goon's really positioned an anti-drop posture in the natural. Interesting. I wonder if he's expecting that to come out.
As long as he just moves back and preserves, that's fine. The third CC has not even started this time, so Protoss still on doing fine on expansions, but I would like to see a 4th again pretty soon if he's not planning on killing Terran somehow. Target finally goes down.
Yeah, I'm actually just a little surprised that we haven't seen the expansion from Manadog just yet, or like more factories or something, because it's still been like the 2 armories getting the upgrades and anything. Like, is there actually going to be a plan for an attack instead?
Well, he needs 1 more factory if he's going to be sitting here with upgrades and trying to push on 2 base. Actually, probably 2 more factories, now I think about it. So, I don't think so. I mean, it certainly kind of looks like he's just powering on 2 base, but I really think he should go up to 7 factories if that's his plan.
Yeah, this Arbiter, how is it still alive? Or
Wait, where was it?
The Observer, sorry.
Oh, I was going to say, Arbiter?
Yeah. Fantastic. Ooh, we are getting a difference, though. Bagelpirate is actually researching Storm pretty early in this game as well.
Yeah.
We'll have 2 Stargates, so Arbiters will be possible, but maybe, like, realizing that's, like, adding something different to your unit mix might be pretty useful, and if you want to go get those gas later, that could be a good play, having Storms available. So we'll see if that actually does play out on this map instead.
Yeah, definitely. I think he got Storm in the Polypoid game as well, though, but he just never ended up actually like using it. So doesn't necessarily fill me with confidence for this game. But I mean, look at this Terran army right now as well. And what does Bagelpirate really have? This looks pretty deadly. Again, though, I really wish Manadog threw out 2 more factories.
Yeah. I mean, the upgrades are about to finish for Manadog. They're going to be at the 2-1. Maybe that's what they're waiting for. Still no season started, though. So I think it's just the upgrade's going to move out, which, as the games has gone, still up in supply with nothing really happening between the 2 players. So it's not like this Terran army is going to be in a bad spot when these upgrades finally finish up. So I'm expecting to see the move out here. And Bagelpirate, they got little spatterings of stuff all over the place. Observers will see the move out, but they got to be very careful not to engage this in a bad spot here, because losing any bit of this army might be a killing blow, honestly, for this Protoss.
Yeah, he scans to see if an Arbiter is out, by the way. I like that, because a lot of the time the Arbiter will hang around the natural. But he didn't scan where the main Protoss army was. Protoss has a good spread, but not a good army. So, as good as these, like, surround might be, I do not think he has enough units that he wants to engage this at all. I think the best play for Protoss would honestly be run the army to, like, the top left of the map, and every time Terran moves towards your base, you run towards his base. Because he cannot win a straight-up fight. This Terran army is just too big. Well, here we go. They're just getting right in there. Siege again, which I think is the right move in this case. And yeah, Protoss retreating at least.
Yeah, but you see already losing like units on the way through this. That supply lead still in favoring the Terran here. Has plenty of stuff. We're trying to maybe consolidate on that second high ground to buy a little bit more time, but Arbiters are not going to be a factor in this game so far. And with Storm being researched, I don't see any Templar, so even that's not going to be it. It's still just this kind of Zealot Goon army.
Oh, Vessel gets taken out. Now that was the point Protoss really needed to stop him, was this low ground. Now that he's kind of already got past that, I don't know what Protoss is going to do here. Arbiter's too far away, right? There's definitely not going to be a stakes. And already so many Zealots have fallen, the Goon's going to start to fall here. Protoss not pulling back, stop microing the army at all. Now it's just standing there getting devastated by tanks. Oh, there's not much left here. I think Manadog's going to push across successfully. I would like to point out, though, his huge bank again. Once again, not adding the factory count. This is not a 5 factory build. This is a 7 factory build you're trying to do here. 2 base, 2-1. It needs 7. That's the golden number. And so we see him with like 2,000 minerals.
Small victory. Is he going to stop this SCV that did move up to the 12? So the thought of a 3rd base, Manadog will get denied on that at least. But this army doesn't care. This army is ready to end the game now.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. And like, you know, these Zealots getting a bit efficient with the tank splash, but it's not enough. The Goons just absolutely not existing. They're gone. Supply climbing higher and higher for Terran, lower and lower for Protoss. 50 supply lead for Terran right now, and he's getting into that stranglehold position outside the natural. Now, he does have no vessel. Maybe if the Arbiter comes out and this unit's sneakily cloaked underneath it, they can do something, but there are a few Goliaths here to push that back as well, and he's just got unsieged again, just gunning everything down. Only a few tanks left. That's it. Manadog takes game 3.
Yeah, I mean, well executed for Manadog to just know that they can take the attack there, but after seeing game 2, I'm a little disappointed. If Bagelpirate played like that in this game, I think we could have had a much more exciting game 3.
Yeah, well, I think it was wise of Manadog maybe not to try and go up to 5 bases after game 2. Just try and win on 2 bases, because, you know, he was able to kind of handle that amount of money much better. So I think it kind of made sense.
Yeah, but still, that is a win for Manadog. Korean Mechanics getting 1 on the board for their 2-2 players. We got a couple more sets ahead of us, and We're actually seeing all the matchups that are in mirrors moving forward here. PBT is the only thing that got duplicated. So
interesting.
Nice variety.
Yeah, non-mirror day. That's interesting.
Hey, what's wrong with mirrors, right? Mirrors are fun.
Yeah, TBT is a great matchup, isn't it, Saetzero?
Oh, are you volunteering this weekend to cast that one game? The game we were not going to talk about? We know which one.
I've already done my 2 matches of the week. I would totally do it, but I don't want to hog the game to the other casters. I want to give them a chance, you know?
Sure. Yeah, Cold, he went to gate in game 2, the game he won. So your point is invalid.
Cold, he literally didn't get range. What do you want from him? In the first game, literally cancelled a gate, then remade it, then made a robo. One of these days we'll see a good 2-gate goon. It will kick ass, alright? Cobalt Gates, play me TVP right now.
No, he doesn't do that.
I know.
I live cast you playing that though. We can put on a delay.
I would just be going 10-15 every game, so he would know what I'm doing. But let's see what happens.
Well, we're gonna go into our next set. Pros gets to take a break for a little second. So, but we get to see the debut Deathstar Z, or at least debut to me. I don't know if anyone's got to
I've never seen that.
Week 1. So.
I have not seen that either. If he's race picking, I'll be very disappointed, to be honest, because that means he's missing out TBT.
Yeah, that's what it is. Disappointing, sure.
Extremely.
Do we got good colors? Yeah, we got good colors. We can mix it up. We're gonna go back on. We're back on butter for some ZVT action in the top right. In the red Zerg, it's Deathstar, and in the bottom right, in that pale yellow, it's NiteKat. NiteKat and Deathstar have both casted for us, so get to see the casters kill each other. And I did see it a little bit earlier. NiteKat did sub recently, which is always appreciated if you like supporting the channel. There is the buttons available that you can see on Twitch. I don't need to tell you how to use Twitch. You guys play StarCraft. You're so smart. You know what to do.
Yeah, I was gonna say, when's the CPL caster tournament? I want that one. And then we just have some random players cast it. We just add some random person in the CPL Discord, quick cast these games. I want that.
Yeah, whatever way you're saying that, it's a tournament to see who's the best caster, or a tournament where the casters have to play each other. I don't think I want part of either of those.
No, they're playing each other. They're playing each other in StarCraft, is what I'm saying.
No.
How would you have a tournament to see who's the best caster? Like a panel of judges, or what?
Yeah. We just you get a bunch of 5-minute cheese games and just see who gets the most excited. We score out of 10. We have to make signs.
Literally just filling. Okay. Jeez. You rate them on the stream production. I'm already failed. I'm already a 0 because it's I didn't even change the overlay. My stream was lagging as well. I don't even get a score.
I'll knock points for every rhyme you do. So you're gonna finish with score 0.
You can't do that, Saetzero. That's just evil. Yeah, KyonEXE is talking nonsense. You tell.
Oh, there you go. KyonEXE sounds like a real plan for the competition. Now, speaking of a real plan, look at this early gas. Are we seeing Goliath action?
Oh, well, if it's Goliath action, I immediately hate it. I was hoping it would be 1-1-1, but then again, I realized the year is 2022. Nobody's actually doing 1-1-1. My dreams are broken. It's going to be Goliaths, right?
I think so. Which, hey, if you're playing in tier 2, a little bit lower, if you just want that kind of robust power, Goliaths do offer it up. And if Deathstar is off racing, maybe they're not as knowledgeable how to hold it, because I don't know if they actually did it a lot when they were playing Terran. I don't think they were. I think they stayed bio.
Yeah, and it can be tricky playing against mechas. Speaking from personal experience, I don't really know what I'm doing if that happens. A lot of the time when I play ZVT, if I win against mech, I kind of just win by default, because it's they had 50 tanks but no Goliaths, so I made 10 Mutalisks and won the game or something like that. So I will see how Deathstar can do. I mean, so far he's doing pretty solid 2-hatch build, I would say. Gas a bit late, but nonetheless looking pretty good. And here comes this factory. Now, look at this. We have one in gas. The 1-1-1 dream is still alive. It's still alive.
Yeah, I feel like I see this still with the Goliath anyway. The drone did come in here and get to see that, though. That wasn't 3 guys still in gas really going hard in the paint on it. So, Deathstar, if you're playing as someone that plays the other race, you know exactly what you're looking for when you scout, right? So the scouting should be one of your strongest attributes of this matchup.
Definitely. Right? And Zerg really needs to know that it's gas so they can get a sunken up for that vulture. One vulture gets in your base, that's all it takes a lot of the time if it's microed well. Now, CC is going to go down here. Are we going to see a starport as well? I'm hoping. I'm hoping.
And there's that creep call. He knows the timing. That vulture's not getting anything done. This SUV still trying to get their scouting info, but already taking some damage from the lanes. Needs to be careful. Definitely want to be sure to know that is going to end up being muted on the way.
Looks like it's not going to be a starport. We're just going to go into regular factory play here. We does need to throw down an armory in a minute. Now, like I mentioned, this layer was a little bit delayed, but still pretty on track for a 2H build. So if he doesn't get going on his Goliath range now, it's going to be a bit tricky for him. What's coming up here? Okay, there's that shop. Where is the armory? Where is the armory? Oh, that vulture's trying it! Is he going to get in? Oh my god, he gets in. Oh! Uh-oh, this is really...
Hey! That was almost terrifying. That was almost
really dangerous. Didn't quite micro it well enough, unfortunately, for Terran. So almost literally won the game just then, but no, it's fine. It only got one link. So now it's like, oh, Terran just lost their vulture for one link. Dramatic. Okay, Hydra then coming up here. Now, is he even going to go for Lurkers, or is he just going to go into Hydras here? I think it's fine just to go into Hydras, obviously, when you're up against Mech. The Lurkers can be kind of an unexpected win.
Yo, look at this. It's two Hydra deads. This is definitely Hydras to get the range and the speed. Like, I don't think Deathstar wants to...
Yeah, is that legit? Like,
I don't know if it's legit, but it's a thing.
Well, I guess if one of them gets sniped by, like, I don't know, a nuke, he'll have a spare. Like, what?
Wait, did he cancel one? Maybe he made it on mistake? Where's the second one? It was there, right?
Yeah, he did cancel it, I guess.
This is the week of people canceling buildings and getting us all real riled up for like 2 seconds.
Oh my god, that last cast, those poor Protoss, who was it, NX, that was disappointing. Alright, so we got Evo Chambers and hatcheries coming up. I would like to see a third base if he's just going to go into Hydra powering. For sure, you need a third. Yeah, he cancels against his NiteKat confirmed. Oh lord, is this mech? Yeah, it's going to be mech for sure. Still preparing for Beetalisks here. Of course, he has nowhere to scout just yet, but as soon as the Hydra shows its face at the front, he'll know.
Yeah,
no bunker, by the way.
Yeah, I am a little concerned, though, because with that third hatchery being taken at the natural, it's like, you do have to go take another base at some point, right? If you're going to play like this style, like, you need some more income. Like, I don't think 2 bases can give you enough to do this. Drone somehow sneaks out past 1 vulture. Ooh, but he's going to walk right into the hands of the other one.
Yeah. Is it move command? Oh, it is a moving. Damn, he almost made it. I think even NiteKat saw it on the map and it's just like, oh, I'm too lazy to use that vulture, I'll use this one. But the lings... Oh, no, those aren't lings. Those are not lings, my friend. Those are the chubbiest lings I've ever seen.
Ooh, the scouting info, NiteKat doing a good job there. Saw Hydras, was about to start the charm boosters and immediately canceled it for siege mode.
I mean, you'll still get them at some point, right? Because, you know,
yeah, but like right now, you want that siege mode if you think it's going to be some kind of Hydra shenanigans.
Yeah, you're probably right about that. So yeah, he's just going to build his defense here. Now, you know, as Terran, honestly, I really like just trying to take up and go for third base. Not that it's necessarily a superior option, it's just my preferred. Where you play mech against Zerg, I like just going for the long game because, you know, people say like in TVP you get a max Terran army, it's really hard for Protoss. I mean, have they seen TVZ when you get a max Terran army? It is so difficult to do anything against Terran who's really like fortified and set up against Zerg. Of course, Broodling is like one of the main options Zerg use, but if you're trying to fight it on the ground, it's basically suicide if Terran's got +3 and they're all sieged up and everything.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see if it ends up being Queens. Queens does just finish up, but I think that is more likely to be for Hive. There's not really a gas bank start building Queens and banking up the energy. These Hydras, I don't think you got quite enough to throw in any real threat. Siege mode now complete as well, and the base up at the top left does get spotted by Vulture. Not that it's going to stop it, but you know, knowing that the expansion, where it's going to be, and the timing of it, I think it's good for NiteKat to have some decent information about that. Deathstar's whole plan's like. I know we've.
This Hydra's okay. They just back off.
Yeah, no. Let's not try to force that one to happen.
Yeah, with siege mode done, that's definitely not going to be a good time. Now that vulture, you know, like I say, seeing the third is nice. Would have been nice if we kept it alive to like keep trying to deny the fourth though. Oh yes, it's happening. But he should have built the queens first, to be honest.
Yes.
Because Swarm Broodling will be finished long before they have any energy for that. Definitely, that's the plan here, and I think it's a good plan. It's one of the better ways to do it, I think. Gonna need to take a fourth base for sure, though. if you're playing that long term, because the Queen's are always a long term plan. Terran tries to move forward, you would have lost some tanks, you push them back, and the game continues. You're never going to be like, well, I'm going to just cast the Broodlings, then I'm going to kill his main, then the game will be over or something. That's not how it's going to go. It's really, I think, rather defensive to use these Queens. So I would like to see a 4th base.
Yeah. I guess the question would be, though, where do you feel safe taking it? Because I don't like the one below the main, but I don't like the left side either. Like, it all seems pretty vulnerable.
What's wrong with the left side? What? If you're all the way up in the, like, you know, what would you call it? Like, 11 o'clock, I guess? No, I guess this is 11 o'clock. I don't know.
That'd be 10.
The base that's just a little bit further counterclockwise of the one he has is his 3rd.
Yeah. Like, because you have these, like, lanes in the middle to move through, right? Like, it's not like you're big on, like, mutas and lanes, these really fast things that can kind of punish someone being out of position.
Hydras are fast enough, man. Terran mech is slow enough that Hydras absolutely will punish them being out of position. If Terran moves their whole army up the left side, Zerg can counterattack the main easily, assuming that there's, you know, not too many forces that defend both locations.
I'll take your word for it, but honestly, this whole thing, as like the Hydra idea is fun, I really would have preferred to just see mutas. That's like the actual.
No, mutas. Look, it's fine opening with a few mutas and forcing Terran to, you know, get all their Goliaths and defend, but really they cannot scale well against mech. You just get a few vessels and a handful of Goliaths is all you really need to do, and the longer you're in a position, the more turrets you build, and mutas don't do absolutely anything against that either. Look at this, he is going to take the space, and you know, I'm not nervous about this at all, Saetzero. I think it's a perfectly safe base for Zerg in this position. I
hope NiteKat kills it in the next 2 minutes. I really do. Oh, you gotta get to start it though.
Yeah, he's even being punished for not taking it. Look at it that way. But how are you imagining NiteKat's gonna kill it? He's gonna take all his tanks all the way up there, leaving his natural like with nothing? I don't understand what you're seeing here. It's so far away.
Yeah, you know what? That's a good point. I think it just might be PTSD. It's like, man, Hydras are busted, but you know, like, it's like also Terran's busted. It's like, I'm just worried about it. I don't know. We'll see. It's like Butter's a weird map, and I haven't seen enough games on it. And I think that's the.
I think it's more likely that the game will get to the point where Zerg's trying to take the right-hand side base, and Terran's trying to kill that. I think that's more likely. I mean, maybe the 9 o'clock is a better base for Zerg. I don't know. They're both not very good here. Because if Terran is able to just take the right-hand side of the map and fortify that whole area, I think it's better. Because it's such a narrow area. And they can just leave like a lot of mines and like even depots and stuff in this big area where he's fighting right now. I just gotta run. +2 is not finished, is it? No, it's not. It's only started, what I'm saying. But the science facility is up. So he's going for that long-term mech play, which I'm a fan of. First CC is done, just needs to flex that out. And he's taking this right-hand base. Uh-oh, Vultures, run! Uh-oh, they're gonna run right into more Hydras. Or are they?
Ooh, mines are here though. Don't have any overlords to help scan that out, so
yeah,
you need to be careful. Don't retreat those too recklessly.
Only 3 queens out, by the way. He needs to build up more of those for sure. And that 4th base did start, by the way. So I mean, Zerg making all the right moves here. I'm liking Zerg's play a lot, especially given Terran is macroing very poorly here. Look at that mineral bank.
Yeah, is that just not from taking the 3rd gas? Like, should have taken the 3rd earlier, or
No, he just needs to make more factories and more vultures. He's only on 4 factories here. Like, he needs to spam out vultures just to spend his money, honestly. Doesn't look anything in it. No, he doesn't even have drop, does he? What am I saying? Oh, look at this. The Hydra, like, conga line coming down to deal with this base. And they might be able to. 3 tanks coming up here. I don't think Terran can actually hold this. I think these Hydra's going to bust through here. Yeah, no, well, he needs to move them forward and stop hitting that CC. Okay, there you go. Finally gonna take out these tanks. A few more Goliaths, like, running around in the low ground, but they can't even take that fight. Gonna target the CC now. It's gonna die so fast. Man, I know he hasn't revealed the Queens, but I wish he would come and infest that just for style point. But that is a disaster for Terran. He needed to, like, block with the SCVs or immediately build depots or something there. Because now his economy is not good at all. Still has a huge bank as well. No 3rd CC even started again. Man, he's having trouble getting up that ramp, huh? Yeah, Zerg will easily remake those Hydras. Needs to drone up his 4th, but otherwise his economy is looking strong. The Queens are even ready as well. This is looking very rough for Terran at this moment. Did he make any vessels? I don't see any, do you?
I didn't see any vessels, no.
No.
It's going to be a bit of a rough spot. I don't even remember seeing if Shockwave got research, so it's going to be...
Well, I'm not thinking about Shockwave so much as a Radiate. Yes, it's good against the Queens, but... just having a radiate is really helpful anyway, because if you see a queen, you can irradiate it before it gets away or whatever. And you kind of only get EMP if the Zerg screws up and all their queens are clustered somewhere and you find them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that seems fair.
Yeah, but this is also why he needs a lot of vultures, right? If he had like 24 vultures running around, he'd be able to put like mines on this right side of the map or whatever, so you can see this attack coming. He can threaten harassing drones everywhere. Because, you know, I'm looking at this third for Zerg, say, and if those Hydras weren't there, that one second does absolutely nothing. 12 vultures running there and kill every single drone, no problem. For example. So vultures are a very powerful unit really here that NiteKat really not utilizing very much at all.
The big thing I was surprised, and I think it was a big part of how that fight over the third went so well, is the upgrades for the Hydras are so far ahead of this mech army. Like you got the armories quick. Ooh, Queens are going in.
Let's go. Or not. She was gonna do it, but she's like
that one doesn't have the energy, unfortunately.
Oh really? Man, 150 is a lot of energy, huh?
That's a lot of energy.
Got him. The turret doing its best, but its best is just not good enough.
Yeah, that's not a good feeling, right? When you just lose a couple tanks like that. Now look, the Hydra, the follow behind. It's like, I know you don't got splash damage now. So start trying to attack through that way if you like. Also, a Hydra's in the middle of the map as well. NiteKat just not going to give me a good spot.
Goliath, though. One Goliath bullying these queens. The Hydra's not carrying help. Now look at this. The Hydra's getting sort of surrounded, but who's really surrounded? It's Terran Army, the Zerg Army. If he comes rid of everything and casts some more Broodlings, needs to bring those other Hydras up from the top. They're just sitting there. Uh-oh, these idle Hydras honestly might cost Zerg here, but Broodling's going to be strong anyway. Here they come. Absolutely crushing this Terran Army. What a move. Baits him out here and then crushes him. And this is why Terran doesn't really want to go around to defend like that, because this will happen every time. Nice moves by Deathstar indeed.
Yeah, I'm very excited that we actually got to see the Queens in use, and like everything about the way Deathstar is playing, he's being really annoying, hitting at like really great times, making good use out of the Queens. And this CC though, it's going down fast enough. The Queens are nearby. Will he do it?
Come on,
swag out. Will he swag out?
No.
He can't even finish it. It's gonna burn. You have time. Oh wait.
Yeah, he could have easily. No, SCV, repair. Come on, repair. Come on. Oh my god.
It got the one. It saw one.
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? That was ridiculous. Oh my god, everyone in my house is gonna be like, why is he yelling? Oh my god. My heart can't take much more of this, which is just as well because Zerg's about to end the game. GG. Man, Terran may have died, but at least that SCV survived. Oh my god. Saetzero, just give me a moment here. Oh my god.
So you need to collect yourself after that close call?
The game was like over anyway, but I can't handle that, man. CC should not hit 1 HP. They should just die or live.
Yeah, you're right. They should die. Like that's the only true answer.
I can accept that. I can accept the Terran hatred, alright, as long as that kind of thing doesn't happen.
Like they have 1,500 hit points, right? Like if it gets to 1, it come on, it got close enough. You can just say lag stopped you from killing it.
That's right. That's right. I'm sure after that game, Deathstar's like, man, lag made me play so much worse after crushing NiteKat very convincingly, really. Deathstar was never in trouble.
No. Now, is that the kind of strategy you think is going to work on Polypoid as well? Or like was that like it made more sense on Butter because it's a 2-player map because of how it's
I like it a lot more on Butter for Terran because it's a lot narrower. You have an easier third gas. It seems like Mech on Polypoid would not be very good at all because it's too wide open for Zerg to kind of run around and counterattack, which also tries to do against Terran Mech.
Well, seems pretty reasonable to me. I don't know if you were kidding or not. Are you ready to get into our next game?
No, I'm good. Let's go. When I said a moment, I literally meant a moment, just like a second.
Fair enough. Although you did answer it in the way that's like, it always infuriates me. It's like, well, are you good? Like, when you keep going, you're like, no, I'm good. I'm like, duh, dude, why are you saying it like that? What's wrong with you? All right, well, we're on game 2. We're on Polypoid in the bottom left in the peach, pink, peach. I don't know, peach Zerg, Deathstar. In the top, in the top left in that the teal, it's NiteKat.
So will he try mech again? In chat, what's the percentage chance he goes 1-1-1? Is it 0 or is it 0.0001?
I think I'm putting my Vegas odds at. I think it's gonna be bio, not mech, and if it's mech, it's Goliath, not 1-1-1. Like I'm gonna say it's gonna be like a 5% chance for the 1-1-1.
That's pretty high. I'm very happy with 5%. That's good. When's the last time we even saw a 1-1-1 in CPL?
I know we saw it enough last season that I was surprised by it and kept
Really?
being surprised by it. So
Did I cast any of these games, or was it every time I wasn't on the stream? I don't remember.
Might not be with other people, but I've definitely seen it more often than not because I always like read it. It's like, oh, here comes the Goliath build because I was like, I haven't seen either build in a while. Hopefully it's Goliath, and it was always 1-1-1.
Well, that's what happened. So, Saetzero, all I need you to do is cast a curses for me, and we'll get 1-1-1 that we want. And what about 2-port Wraith? I want to see that too.
I don't want to see any tier 2 Terrans do 2-port Wraith.
That
That sounds like your coach is just like disappointed in you that you're like, hey, I got this build. I really want to do it. It's like, oh, what build? Like, oh, we can help you. I can train you up. It's like, I want to be later. It's like,
well,
no,
of all the possibilities, it turns out that the one was true. That was Saetzero was correct that we're going to see Bio. Which, you know, after how that game went, I don't mind it. Honestly, I like that he tried to go mech on Butter because it is a good map for it. I think with how narrow it is, you get into the late game, Zerg is screwed. There's nowhere to go. That's a bad attitude to Fuzzy Branch. Wraiths are cool. Well, they are cool, but Wraiths are very bad.
Yeah, Wraiths are cool, but yeah,
I don't. The coolest bad unit. Scouts aren't actually that cool, man. Not that Wraiths are as bad as Scouts, of course, but
wait,
you know,
no, Scouts are super cool. Wait, tell me.
They are not. People only like them because they're bad basically, and they're never used.
No, you know the best thing about a Scout. And it's like not even like a meme. It's actually when I play ladder, I tend to build one Scout in PvZ. Is the missiles blowing up an Overlord has that like dopamine hit. It's so perfect, and they kill him so quickly.
Yeah, man. I don't know. I think Scout's like a pretty ugly looking unit, to be honest.
I mean, yeah, it's a very boring looking unit. You're correct. I will give you that.
Whereas Wraiths is like this cool fighter plane. No.
Well, is it cool?
Yes, very, very cool.
I guess they're all right. They're all right.
All right, so going for 2 hatch again. Once again with this delayed gas. I'm not really looking at the opening, but I think what happened is he went 12 hatch, 12 pool, 12 gas, or something like that. So it really delays his layer, which I do not recommend. If you're out there playing ZBT, I think it's a lot better you go 12 hatch, 11 pool, 10 gas, and really just get that layer right away at 3 minutes, because the faster your mutalisks are coming, the more pressure you're going to be able to put on Terran. If you give them kind of this window, either they can come and stim timing you and kill you before your mutas are out, or they can just relax and not get their turrets so fast. Now, okay, in this case, he's going for the 3rd hatch early, which, you know, this is a fine, like, kind of trade-off, I would say, for having a later mutalisk timing. But I still think in general, it's just much better to put the pressure on the Terran right away, rather than go for this kind of lava advantage here on 2 bases. Because you really want that 3rd gas is what you want. Having 3 hatch on 2 bases is really not as much of an advantage, I don't think.
Well, can I try to predict the future a little bit?
Go on. Rub your crystal ball.
I'm going to rub the crystal ball a little bit. We saw in the last game, the Hydra, the way he moved him around, everything looked pretty strong, right? Like Deathstar knew where to be, knew where to be in good spots. I think he's going lurkers this game. I don't think he's going mutas. So maybe you could delay the gas a little bit because you're not going to need as much.
I mean, Hydra lurk, say, I suppose. But
well, no, I just think like Ling lurk. I don't think it's like Hydra lurk. That'd be awesome.
The thing is, lurkers are just as gas heavy as mutalisks. The total cost of a lurker, including the Hydra list, is 125, and mutas are 100. So it's the same proportion of gas and minerals as if you just went muta. Now, that said, the fact he's not taking a 2nd gas does make me think that you're right, but where is the Hydra? Oh, there it is. Bit
hey!
You do want it finished so you can start lurker aspect immediately, but it's more or less on time. You'll line up pretty well. So yeah, you're right. Saetzero knows everything about this matchup. I, the Terran player, know nothing about TBZ. Man, Shuma's CV's gonna go down. Nice. And a Marine too. Efficiency with Zerglings. Damn, these Lings, what the hell? Wow, those 5 Lings got like 200 minerals worth.
Yeah, that is some big smurfing, and honestly, just good scouting.
Big smurfing?
Yeah, like Deathstar, like no, look, like you don't see Lings get that much damage. He's smurfing right now. But he managed to get in. He sees the expansion, sees what units are being built up at the front. So I think you feel much more comfortable with your lurker decision as Deathstar here.
You know, I have to say once again, though,
look at all these drones. Look at this worker lead.
Yeah, that's pretty powerful. I mean, I don't know if NiteKat was just not producing. In fact, he's still not producing now. His macro is falling off. He should have more workers by now, even having lost 2 or 3 of those Lings for sure. I will say I still would have preferred, though, he went with 2 hatch lurker, because his lurkers would literally be hitting the front right now. And, like, I don't think NiteKat would be able to survive. You know, it kind of makes sense what he's doing to kind of have more late game potential, but at the same time, I feel like it's not really an advantageous way for the game to go, where you're kind of like dragging things out like that.
I mean 33 drones is pretty advantageous.
Yeah, that's true, but Terran should have like at least that many ACVs. It's just a matter of not producing right now that's caused this. I guess I'm saying don't rely on your opponent making mistakes.
Yeah, but he's getting a pretty fast queens at. So I wonder if like this is actually just like going to be fast defilers really getting the economy set up, because he's still taking the third base as there goes the drone. I'm like, I didn't even have to finish that. I was looking at the drone as I started.
Dude, he hasn't made a single lurker. I don't know what his logic is here. Terran looking defensive because he's realized he's lurker, but Deathstar hasn't actually morphed a single one. Is this like, you know, he's going to make as little defense as possible until Terran's actually coming across? There you go, he morphs them now. But damn, these are super late. If Terran moved out with Stim, he absolutely would have killed Deathstar here. Like, 100%.
Yeah, I mean, would you have enough time from that Overlord if you saw the move out there? Like,
no, definitely not. No, absolutely not.
Okay.
Wouldn't even see it. They probably wouldn't even go near it. But no, you would not, because like if it's with Stim timing, the lurkers wouldn't actually have been ready. And if they're like kind of morphing, but there's only one sunk, you can just bypass them. If there's like a bunch of sunks, lurkers really, like lurker eggs really block up the bio and screw you over. If it's literally one sunk, you can kill that sunk and just run in the main, start killing stuff. The lurkers will try and catch you, but it'll not go well. But now, Zerg's going to get the contained position, going to be able to put these on hold or even not on hold and just slow Terran down from moving out, take this third. Everything looking good, that hive coming up like you say. And if Zerg is still right here in the natural when defilers come out, the game will just end.
Oh, I'm curious, because we don't see in CPL, will Deathstar hold lurkers?
Ooh,
would he do it?
I mean, it's happened to me in CPL matches, does that count?
You play tier 0.
That doesn't count as CPL?
Well, no, it's like a higher level of play. Like, it's, you know,
I can't believe
we're casting tier 2.
Wants to remove tier 0 from CPL. Wow, you guys heard it here first. NiteKat needs a second gas pretty badly here. I know it looks like he has gas bank now, but once you start making vessels, that'll disappear. So I'm kind of worried about this. There you go, there it goes. Tank's going to come out here, I assume, with that machine shop going down. Get a good way to push these lurkers back, but the clock is ticking and the Fire Man is on the way. He's going to have to push these back before vessels are out to have any chance of survival, I think. Man, what if both echelons are on hold here and you wait till the army's in the middle? That'd be pretty sick.
That'd be so good. Or you reveal it backwards first for like, I'll retreat, right, to the other ones.
You know what you could do here? You don't hold the front ones. So Terran scans, then the back ones are on hold. That'd be pretty sick.
It feels dangerous. I mean, if that works.
The hold lock is always dangerous. Because if Terran just like realizes where they are, they can like stim in and kill them before you remember not to hold, and then it's pretty bad. So it's always a risk.
Hey, you're not wrong. Science facility's on the way, so we're gonna have to have mobile detection soon. I wonder if that's what NiteKat's waiting for before they end up moving out here. Getting the second eBay to keep the upgrades rolling as well, but we already see the Fire Mount done and consume on the way here, so this could be pretty difficult to deal with. I think Deathstar, you know, they managed to get all the high-tech units they're really looking for. See these lanes getting their upgrades as well. And that base over in the bottom right is getting established, and this canal's being made as well.
Yeah, maybe you're right about Deathstar smurfing, because his build's looking pretty solid, honestly. Despite my gripes about it, those more strategic things. The execution's looking really good. With this consume timing going to be about 10 minutes, like that's not bad at all. And NiteKat still hasn't been able to move out. He's trying to siege mode it, but I don't think you have time for that.
I mean, he scanned and saw all 6 lurkers that are up at the front, so NiteKat knows what's going on at least. So, ooh, gotta be careful
how much
here.
energy does he have? Okay, he has a lot of energy. I shouldn't question that. But he can't be sitting here sieging. He needs to unsiege and push these back. Like right now, the Defiler's morphing. You know. Incidentally, a fun strat you can do here is you can use a Wraith to try and snipe the Defiler on the way on the map. So, Wraith's maybe not the worst unit. Look at that third base droned up though. It's looking hairy for NiteKat for sure. Starting to push these back. Maybe the Defilers will just sit back defensive, juggling these lurkers. But honestly, probably should just pull back to the high ground. Well, need a scan out here. The vessel, the permanent scan.
Oh yeah, all I'm thinking is just Deathstar is being like, what would piss me off the most right now if I was playing Terran? Just playing like that, because it's like both games have just been very annoying looking. Like, not that it haven't been strong, but it's like, what is annoying? I know it's annoying. Lurkers and Defilers.
Dude, the Defilers are coming. They're almost there, dude. And like I was saying, sieging is not the move here. You got to just go in and go unsiege mode. Look, he's even sacrificing lings, or maybe that was a mistake. Okay, whatever. I want to give him the credit that he was sacrificing those lings just to bait tank shots. Here we go. Dude, I think this game's just going to end. I don't see how he can survive. It's too close to natural. Or is Zerg just going to sit on this high ground? He needs to try and push forward for sure. Okay, here he goes. Yeah, and that's it. They burrow in this Dark Swarm. There's nothing you can do. This precious pure radiance you have to use on Defilers. Yeah,
well, Radiant's not done yet, man. It's researching.
Oh. Well, to be fair, that's not really a big deal because there's 2 Defilers anyway, and you kind of want to get the energy first. Oh, he's shooting his own bunkers because he needs a retreat path. These 2 Lurkers going to do absolutely everything, though. No, this is over, man. Dead. Like, NiteKat's dead. There's nothing else to say. The Swarm's in your natural. There's nothing you can do about it. He even has a Defiler still back here. Another Lurker he could bring, which I think he just forgot about. But the Swarm's just going to keep moving forward.
Yeah, although Deathstar macro is falling off a cliff while he's doing this. He's executing it well,
yeah.
But if he had just a little bit of reinforcement, it would definitely make sure this game's gonna end.
Yeah.
Like I feel like Radiant's gonna finish.
Say he ran in with, like,
push it back.
Say he ran into like 6 Lurkers, yeah, absolutely that would be the case. But I mean, one Defiler can cast as many swarms as you need as long as you keep consuming. That's the thing. Needs to refresh that one in the natural though. What's these Defilers doing? Man, I feel like really letting the opportunity go by not refreshing that swarm. I'm quite disappointed that he's not moving up there. Oh. Okay, I guess just to prove me wrong, right? Because I was saying the game's gonna end, but it looks like it will continue.
Oh, here comes some more Defilers, so he's still got Lurkers.
5 bats now, though.
Yeah.
Well, okay, they were 5 bats. Now they're dead. Go get that Lurker up there. That Lurker's just standing there. Come on, man. There we go. But yeah, like you say, his macro absolutely not even happening right now. Look at that bank for Zerg.
It's for the ultra transition later.
Dude, this 5 bats killed the Lurker too. I mean, that's honestly sounds like a joke, but if he had 10 ultras, it would probably do the job. So maybe Plague coming up, but yeah, dude, he needs some Lurkers right now. Terran's actually gonna be able to push across and counter at this rate.
Yeah, like, more Lurkers would have been good. Like really, any kind of expenditure, even though it's taking another base or hatcheries or something. So that's our very focused on the attack. Is losing a little bit of control, but.
Yeah, no, that was a disastrous engagement for Terran. He was almost holding on, but actually he just lost like all the bio. So now it's flipped back again. Zerg's still on the offensive here. But no Defiler left, so it might not matter.
Yeah, well, here comes the Ultras on the way. The armor upgrades for Zerg are a little bit ahead of the Terran attack upgrades, so they will be useful. It has a lot of Ultras that will be available to be made when they get there. And you just keep throwing links, just keep buying time. I
mean, yeah, the links might end the game on their own. I don't think there's really anything Terran can do here. GG. So even though he like basically didn't macro, once you get Dark Swarm to the Terran natural, I mean, I guess you almost don't need to. You still need like a tiny bit. Jeez.
That's still though. Deathstar's Zerg looking pretty impressive. Playing a little bit off beat too, so you know it's looking pretty exciting to watch that. So
definitely.
Yeah, not that I don't think NiteKat played terribly badly though. Just Deathstar, like the execution looked really good, especially the butter game. The butter game looked really good.
This is ridiculous.
Freaking Smurfs, man, you know?
Yeah.
But that is the 2-0 win for Deathstar. That does get a point on the board for 2 Fact 2 Furious, so evening it up for now. We got 2 more series though. And I don't, to my knowledge, no Smurfs happening this time as we move into our next match, some PvZ action.
The typical CPL match.
Alright, third match we got on our way, back on butter. In the top right, in that magenta Protoss, it's just 19. In the bottom right, in the blue Zerg, it's PRG Krespy? Krespy?
What is PRG?
I don't know. I'm guessing some kind of clan. Dude, I'm not knowledgeable.
Every single clan in StarCraft? Come on.
I barely know like 4 of them.
Okay, so come into PvC here on butter. You know, I wonder, in the long term, is it actually kind of good for Zerg? Because it seems like if you can set up, this is a pretty high level concept, I suppose, but setting up lurker fields like not in your base, just to like kind of hold positions on the map, I think would be pretty strong here. I'm thinking of crossing field. I don't know if you've seen many pro PvZs on crossing field, say.
I feel like when I watched Cross, it feels a lot of PvP, like the games I've saw. So I guess not.
Okay. No. Well, Zerg would set up lurker fields like not at their bases, kind of like in the choked up locations, and it would be almost impossible for us to do anything. And I'm wondering, this map could actually look kind of similar, I think, if Zerg sort of takes the center of the map. And actually, we have seen it in pro games where, you know, Protoss has to engage like up those ramps into lurkers, and it's absolutely brutal. So if a game gets to that point and, you know, Krespy's playing that kind of level, he can sort of pull that off.
Well, I guess if you want to throw it a little more back in the day, then that's kind of like how Heartbreak Ridge would play out in a lot of those kind of games.
Right. But Heartbreak Ridge is just completely cancerous, so don't worry about that.
I like that map. What's wrong with that map? It's okay, there's a lot wrong with that map.
It's the only map where Protoss can wall me out of my natural and then cannon rush it.
I don't know what you're talking about. Why would you do that? Who would do that?
People on ladder. Look, if they never put it on ladder, I probably think it's an okay map.
Oh, look at this, though. Trying to go for this early hatchery, manages to get blocked for a little bit, so that really does stall out Krespy's plan for a pretty significant amount of time here. Still no pool. Still no pool.
Yeah, I mean, that's a reasonable hatchery timing, honestly. That probe did not block it as much as I would have thought, so I think Zerg's feeling pretty okay about this. Wait, did he kill the probe at the wall? No, there was no probe at the wall. Looks like he's going to go for a Nexus here, having seen that hatchery. Yeah, when is he going to make that pool, man? Is he going to make a pool? He's going to max on drones this game?
We go with 3 hatch before pool, boys. Big eco. Because if you go the Forge Expand, you get this Nexus, you could probably get away with it, right?
I mean, yeah, technically, but like, is that even advantageous? Wouldn't you rather force the Protoss to make cannons? Because imagine you do that, and Protoss just takes gas, takes their cyber, and then they make a cannon when you actually make a pool. Dude, he did it. He's done it. Is this even good for Zerg? I don't even know.
I'm not sure, but it's exciting and different. That's all I'm about right now. Now, here's the thing I don't know about, like, because you see 3-hatch Hydra a lot, right? Is this like a higher impact because you get the larva faster? Does this like happen with a different speed to it?
Yeah, I mean, I suppose it would be, right? I would have thought the best thing to do with this is to drone up, go for lair, because you just have an economic advantage. I don't know, maybe it is stronger for 3-hatch Hydra. But like I was saying, I think if the Protoss realizes what's going on, it does not get a cannon, which, you know, he might well do here. He did get a Zealot. Man, I wish he'd thrown down a Cyber. That would have been sick. Thrown down a Cyber. Don't even get the Zealot. Get a cannon.
There's their Cyber, man. It's on the way.
Okay. He did get the Zealot first, though. But yeah, before cannon, nice. I think Protoss is really playing in tune with what Zerg's doing here. So I don't think Zerg's going to get much of an advantage from this.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be an interesting game, though. And, you know, I think we're just going to see this a lot this season with Butter. I think if we're going to see a map that's going to give us some weird openings, some stuff we're not used to seeing, it's going to be this one.
Yeah, I mean, I like Butter so far. It doesn't seem to have any glaring balance issues or anything, so it seems interesting. You know, it's a bit hard in the late game for the races that have to have like more bases, say, in various matchups, if you know what I mean. Yeah. But it doesn't seem too bad.
We see link speed on the way. Gas being built up, but not expanded on anything just yet, whether it's a Hydrogen or a Lair. Maybe wants to eliminate his pro before committing to anything. Although if you want to do Lair, you can throw it at that third base if you were just trying to hide it for a while.
Yeah.
Ooh, Citadel first opener.
Going into 4 hatcheries right away. There's no Lair, so honestly, I like Citadel a lot more when there's no Lair. And he knows it, because his scouting probe is still here. Not a Ling has been made, has it?
No.
Man.
This is the gentleman's NR10. Like, I feel like we're just going to get this long game. It's like, attack is for nerds.
Well, note when the first unit dies, right? We'll see what time it is. Does no rush include worker scouts, by the way? Surely it does.
I think as long as you don't attack, you know, you hang out. Like, you're having a good time.
Oh, okay. What if it's like, oh, I accidentally like stopped moving and auto attack?
Dude,
my God! The 5th hatchery! He doesn't have a Hydrogen, he doesn't have anything. He's just macroing, man. Holy crap.
Well, I mean, he does have a lot of workers in pace with the Nexus first, basically.
Yeah.
Like from the pros, right?
Jester's actually missing some probes here for sure.
Yeah.
He should have a lot more than this. So that's means Zerg's just going to pull more ahead. Now, this Citadel build coming up is going to be menacing, but honestly, he could just produce a whole ton of Lings at a moment's notice with this many hatcheries, right?
I mean, he's got a decent amount of gas banked up and started to work on the Hydrogen as well, so he's going to have access to really slam down Hydras as well if he really wants to. Looks like we are going to get Protoss like getting a decent amount of gateways. I wonder to see when that Temple Archives goes down, or if it's just literally going to be Zealots, like really kind of the main focus here. Finally, there goes the Temple Archives. We'll be able to get Storm soon.
Yeah. Now, he's coming out with this handful of zealots. And this is like just as Zerg's making some Hydras. So really, he's timed this out perfectly. No Sunken at the natural, surprisingly, which might be a bit of an issue. And in fact, the SimCity at the natural is no SimCity at all. It's just put his buildings vertically. So, I mean, he doesn't have the best defense against this. If he targets drones, maybe, but speed isn't finished. Well, there's no way to drill here as well. These drones are just fighting like, regular soldiers. But nonetheless, the Zealots jump around a bit. But as he's sunken, not really going to cut it here. You're needing some reinforcements of some kind. I wish you'd just target drones here. Oh my gosh, the drone's blocking beautifully, and Protoss did not target them. Oh my god, this is the wrong version of butter, I just realized.
Is it the wrong version of butter?
Look, you can't go to the left, there's nothing there.
Oh, yeah, whoa.
Yeah, this happened to me in my CPL match too, but we just regamed. People gotta be hosting the version from the CPL map folder, please. Because this is actually incorrect.
Is this gonna be our fun version of the BSL Eclipse?
Yeah, that's right. It's gonna be like that, but this actually has differences on the map which affect the game dramatically. Like not being able to escape to the left there is a big deal for those zealots. It's really favored Zerg just now. Now later in the game, maybe it favors Protoss with this base, but nonetheless, it's really going to affect this. A bunch more zealots hanging around, but I think there's just enough Hydras out now. Hydra speed is finished, I believe.
I am not sure. So we'll see.
This has got range for some reason.
These speed zealots are moving through.
Oh, this is not the base. This is not the base. You need to turn around, Jace, to get out of there. Oh man, you see this happen in PvP sometimes. You really do not want to engage those zealots in an attack where they're just going to get cleaned up. Because as the game goes on, this is going to be a real problem for Protoss not having these units. When you're running around with zealots like this trying to harass, you really need to make a good judgment call on whether you're going to get anything done there. And I think it was pretty clear in that attack that there was just a lot of Hydras there. You needed to pull back. And so now Protoss has made their attacks. They didn't get anything done. They basically didn't make any probes. So now Zerg's looking absolutely beastly. Gonna just send Hydras across. And honestly, is he just gonna kill him right here, right now?
Yeah, he's got Storm just finished now, but no Templars from 8. So he has no splash damage available. Only the 2 cannons. He's got a handful of Zealots. But yeah, these Hydras are gonna be able to close in. They're about to finish their attack upgrade as well, but I don't think he even needs to wait for it.
Yeah, no, he's just gonna kill all this. There's 2 cannons. What are you going to do with 2 cannons? This is like 20 Hydras. Just focusing the Forge even? Okay, the Zealot's coming out now. But again, it's like 20 Hydras. They're just forced back. If he snipes those cannons, which wouldn't be hard... Oh, is he going to stop the attack? I'm disappointed. I guess more Zealots are popping out.
He stopped the attack for 9 drones. He's going to double the probe count without doing any harassment damage. He just just pure macro because Jesta was really falling on the wayside for some of these parts. Which, if you had more gateways, if you really tunneled on getting this to happen, it would be more acceptable, I guess. But that's not what we're seeing here. Still no Templars or Storms available. Cans try and be made again, but Zealot's taking the fight. Hydra's there. Pros are pulled, but not helping.
They don't help me anyway. No matter how well you mark them, come on, they don't really help. They're pretty bad. They're pros. And they just get gunned down. Yeah, that was a lot of Zealots, but it was also a few Hydras, so... Didn't really do anything there. This one Templar, I'll say, actually, you know what, I'm going home. Let us surrender and let me live. That would be better. Well, this base is still alive, because Zerg's just sitting here.
And Zerg is taking the 4th base behind it as well. There has been completed, so... they're really looking like in a good spot.
You see that temple? This map has temples as well, because again, it's just the wrong version of butter. Ooh, nice storm. These Hydras just tunnel visioning on the Nexus, so they did get taken out. Bunch more produced, but not that many. I mean, Protoss might have a reprieve here, but he still only has 19 probes, so honestly, this natural isn't really doing anything for him anyway, with so few workers.
Yeah, but it's you can't be in the spot as Protoss where it's alright, I'm gonna retake my base, and, dot, I don't, you don't have a plan, because you don't have a unit lead, you don't have units on the map,
yeah.
There's no way to harass your way out of this because you didn't go Corsair. It puts you in such a bind here. You can see adding on gateways, try to fix something, but this army's never gonna get big enough to challenge this. And that's assuming that's the lair's done. You can just go into lurkers, and it's gonna be so much harder to fight.
Yeah. Well, I don't think he needs to though. I feel like he can still just kill this Nexus of Hydras, spreading out looking for hidden bases as well, which I think is a good move when you're in this kind of scenario. Do you think Krespy realized this isn't the right version of butter, or he just doesn't know the map at all and didn't say anything, or either way? Maybe Jace is the one who hosted it, or maybe Krespy, I don't know.
I'm
but
not
there's
sure.
absolutely nothing here. This is like the shell of a base in the first Protoss mission, you know, when you come in and Phoenix is like, oh, we better power this stuff up. There's just this burning Nexus hanging out here. And absolutely nothing between it and the Zerg army. These units kind of hanging out here, I guess, so they could engage, but looks like he's going to come in and try and snipe it. Doesn't have much health left.
Yeah, Overlook's going to see the army deal with decent amount of Templar, but it's all Zealots beyond that, so no goons, nothing really range. As long as he can dodge the storms, he's going to be a good spot. First one goes down, pretty good. Does a lot of damage. The Pirates are going down, but there's still plenty of army available. Trying to fight the best they can here. These Zealots are doing some pretty good work, but look at the reinforcements. They're on the map. They're just not involved with the fight just yet. And we'll see, like, if they can hold out long enough, but like, just is still just on the ropes. You know, you have to do the damage here. Ooh, drop being researched. So Krespy, like, if the game goes on too much longer, I think he's just gonna bypass the stroke, go straight for the main.
Yeah, that's a good move for sure. But is the game gonna go on too much longer? He has a couple storms left for sure. Yeah, okay. Krespy's not gonna try it. That's probably good. Not trying to throw away his army when he's so ahead here. 47 drones still.
These Hydras just picking off Templar in their face. Oh no.
But they're no one to do. Oh, he does get a storm down before he dies. The other one trying to hug them, but that's not going to go well. Oh, was he going to storm that clump? I don't even know. Now he's going to go back on the offensive here. There's a bunch of Hydras in the middle of the map not doing anything that he could bring out here as well. Oh my god, 13 Hydras in production at once. That's a lot. How many hatcheries has he got now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hatcheries up right now. 2-2 about to finish. I'm just waiting for him to pull the trigger with this absolute army of Hydras in the middle of the map.
I mean, with dropping research, you know, maybe try to end it with style. It's like,
I guess
he's done so much damage at this point, you know. It's like, hey, you want to have fun? We can have fun.
Well,
here comes the big game move.
Yeah, and there's what? Oh, there's more Templars available, but the Zealots might all be dead before they're out. A timely observer at least, so he wouldn't die to any lurkers, so I'll give Jace the props for that, but it's not going to matter here. Look, the Hydra's just like merging with the Protoss formation to try and get this Templar. Actually, they didn't get picked off. Fight continues. Is there more energy left? He has one more storm. Better be a good one.
I mean, 16 Hydra production, 2-1's about to finish for these Hydras. These upgrades looking fantastic, and like just barely trying to hold on the best they can, but like that's not progressing anything. And there's still tons of army in the middle of the map not being used. This is still just enough to break through.
Well, it's 74 one group at a time. I guess he can micro them better that way. Zealot's still being gunned down. Yeah, I think that's enough Hydras. He should bust through the natural here now. GG. Krespy takes the first game pretty convincingly.
Yeah.
For a second I thought we were going to have a Dada situation there, but he did leave the game.
Yeah, there's definitely a interesting opening though. It's the 3 hatch 4 pool really droning up super hard. It's like lings. What are lings? Why would I make lings? Very interesting opening. But
I feel obligated to point out that Zerg didn't really win that game because of this fancy opening stuff. Jaster really just needs to make probes. Like I don't want the takeaway to be like, oh well, you know, Zerg did this strategy, got super ahead. People in the chat need to know making workers is the most important thing. And you know, Jaster wouldn't have been half as behind if his probe production is consistent.
Yeah, no, I would say that's 100% true. Also, like, you know, there's opportunities where the Zealots, like, if they went to the natural, there's no defense. When you went again to the third, it's like into what the only defense was and lost all those Zealots. Definitely an addition of mistakes. It wasn't just the unusual opening. Absolutely.
It was interesting for sure.
I just think I got my full-on crystal ball powers right now, predicting the future.
All right, you started off. Yeah. Wait, I'm trying to remember what happened earlier in the cast. Did you make any bad predictions? Well, you thought that one engage on Polypool was going to go Protoss way, but it totally did not. So.
No, dude, you sell things up, man. Like, we're casting. We're trying to make things exciting.
I don't think you're a real psychic, Saetzero.
I mean, I am not. You are correct. You should have had me predict the spawn positions before this game started. I would have been completely wrong.
What colors they get?
Yeah, the colors and we could have done that. But we are on Polyboy. Match 2 up here. In the top right in that red Protoss, it's Jesta. And the bottom right in the blue Zerg, it is PRG Krespy.
So it's Justa, not Jasta?
I don't know. It's when you make a name that's not a word and you don't tell me how to pronounce it, I'm just going to wing it.
Rate these names, because you were rating player names the other day, I remember. What do you think about Jasta?
It's like 10. It's
like, Krespy makes me vaguely uncomfortable. I don't know about Krespy.
Well, it's like Jasta just sounds like my name is J something, and you just kind of winging it. Like, that's the kind of name
Yeah,
that
yeah.
you're just like,
Yeah,
I don't
that's
care what my
fine.
username is, just make something.
Okay,
that's
we're
what
gonna see a best build out here. No, it looks like he's gonna go over regular 9-pull out here. Now, oh yes, do it.
Hey, don't get so excited. Don't get so excited.
What else could he possibly be?
I told you.
But that was early. He didn't even need to do it that early. I thought he was gonna mine. Oh. God damn it. One of these days, we'll see an 9-pull speed. The game will end in 2 minutes. They'll be like, well, I'm not satisfied with this game, but at least I'll finally get to see it.
All right, so Cole's in the chat. I know there's pros players. Like, this forge on the top, is this real? What is this?
No, it's not, because it has to be forged below gate. Unless the gate's going to go at the very bottom, but then that gap still looks really wide to me. Yeah. I know I'm not the Protoss in the chat, so I guess they could be like, Neblime is wrong. He should never say anything about Protoss SimCity, but I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this looks wrong, and I am notoriously bad at knowing how to wall anything. So this 9-pull opener could be pretty devastating here. 6 links are going to pop out. The probe will get here just in time to see all the links run down the ramp and be like, oh no.
But the reason I said it like that is because he got the gas steal like too early. He stole his own gas. The extractor trick was too early if that's what he was doing. Like, he didn't need to take gas that early. He could have done like another trip. Oh man, this SimCity is getting worse by the second. I'm so disappointed he's not going for link speed and just building up like 20 links and then attacking, because I don't know how Protoss is going to make this into a decent wall. Yeah, he's not going to kill him with these 6 links, that's for sure, but then what? Like, this is going to be messy.
Yeah, this is not what you're looking for here. The probes are going to try that fight. One can will help out a decent amount.
Yeah,
it's buying time for the second one, so hey, at least trying to fix it in the median. It wasn't the speed build, so it's not like you're going to be able to just run past this. This does give enough defense. Nexus gets started. Should be able to start a gateway soon. And will finally pull back those probes. So lost some mine time. Not the end of the world. But, like, here's the real problem, right? We see the extra hatchery on the way. If you 3-edge Hydra this, like, how is it not going to go great? Like, it has to be great.
I don't want to see 3-edge Hydra. I don't just see get ling speed immediately, cut drones to make as many lings as he can. You don't need Hydras, man. He's going to need, like, 4 or 5 zealots to block this. So, what's so expensive enough? People saying in chat? Oh, jeez, they're talking about things. Don't worry about that. I don't think he's going to go for speed here. Maybe he will do 3-edge Hydra. That would be fine as well, like you say. But honestly, it's looking more and more like it's going to be a lair.
I mean, I'd be okay with that as well. Like, just throwing someone off, but we do see speed on the way.
Here we go. Yes, that's the way. Now make more lings. Yes, you can do it.
I mean, we'll see. I don't know.
We're making drones right now. Come on, it's this wall, quote-unquote wall, is begging for a ling all in. How can he not do it? It's like a moral obligation for Zerg at this point.
I know I'd get ling all in if I tried anything remotely.
Right?
Like this.
Right. That's why. I'm sorry, Jaster. That's why you have to die, because then if you live, every player on that is gonna be like, well, Jaster got away, but why am I dying? You know.
We do see the lair of the way, still droning up behind it. Krespy still focusing a little more on the economy that we saw last game, but
yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
still, like, we'll see, because just to remember in the first game, it was that Citadel first, so we'll see what the tech actually ends up being here. And wait, where's the cyber core? Am I blind, or is there no cyber core yet?
There is none.
Okay, so the tech choice will be zealots. Okay, we're in there. We're in there for zealots. Oh no.
Well, you know, slow zealots can sometimes do some damage, but I don't really think there's going to be fast enough this game. Hey, is that Cyberman? What's he going to do with all that gas? Second gas, no cyber. I think he doesn't realize he doesn't have it. Okay, there it goes. He better go into like double Stargate or something with that second gas. I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's what you have to do, right? That's what you have to do.
Looking like Zerg's going to play pretty similar to last game here. I'm going to go for just a bunch of hatcheries, a bunch of drones. Drone's a good unit, I approve.
Yeah, but then why the fast lair in comparison? Like, you could have done that, like, the 5 hatchery. You delay the lair for the big Hydra play, where you just be like, I don't need Scourge, I got Hydras. Like, you could do that kind of style if you're going to do that. It doesn't have to open.
Well, never mind Scourge. If you knew how late this cyber was, you'd probably go for Mutalisks and probably win the game. Because the lair is finished just now. And there goes the Spire. Okay, it might happen. It might happen. I want to see that second gas. Oh, but Hydrogen and Spire at the same time. That is a little odd. I guess he just wants Scourge in case of Corsair.
And an Evo Chamber. Just build all the buildings in one spot. It's like, hey, what am I doing? I'm building a little bit of everything.
Well, Protoss doesn't have nukes, so you don't have to worry about all your tech getting taken out.
Alright, we do see one Stargate on the way. No second Stargate, no air weapons to go with it, though, so this is going to be a lot of gas banked up, which you'll be able to use later for sure whenever you get to Templar, but
yeah.
just very unoptimized early on. It's not really what
I'd just like to point out as well, he has more probes now than he had at any point in the other game, so, I mean, you did a better job this game for sure, but he still needs more. There you go.
Spore Collie going down. So, like, they really expecting, like, a normal Stargate play, but, I mean, with the timing and everything, like, you don't have the Overlord in the main, but you haven't seen a Corsair yet. Do you actually, like, wonder, like, did you go Citadel again? Like, you're gonna get blindsided by this late Stargate?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of weird that you get the Spire and the Spores, right? That just seems like an overinvestment in defense to me. Now, Krespy's still kind of ahead here just because the tech from the Protoss is late, but he's kind of making all these weird decisions to make things a bit harder for him. Doesn't have that many Hydras right now. These Zealots, when/if they get speed, because it's not started, there's no Citadel.
Yeah, I was going to be like, what's Citadel, man? I mean, this does look scary. You think the VTEC's going to kick in any second now. We know it's not going to, but it looks like it will.
It kind of looks even scarier when they're walking slowly, because it's like they know they're tough, they don't have to hurry, they're just coming for you, you know?
What, Zealots are like greasers? They're just like leather jackets up.
Yeah, they are though. Well, they're either that, then they transform into the football team. That's their two modes, right?
Oh man, so it does reveal the Corsair, sees all the tech that's available up the front, which, you know, seeing literally everything you're looking for, I think, at this point. Scouting around.
Yeah, it's all in one spot, like you said. What else is there to see, right? All these Hydras out as well, no luck as yet. Man, again, if he had Zealot speed right now, this third would be looking dicey. Unfortunately, the Zealot's getting split off into two groups. There's enough hype speed to deal with that. Okay, he does order them back in. The Citadel still is not being built.
Look at the money. Look at the money. Look at the money from Justin through and all this. Like, I don't know if it's just like this game you're like thrown off from the beginning and it's just kind of trickling into worse and worse stuff. But like, this is a little bit unacceptable. He's like, you don't have speed. You're really trying to force something to happen here, and you're like forgetting all sorts of steps of your build. As he's like, now that he's got these Hydras chasing these down, these Zealots get cleaned up, and we're gonna go back to that wall that has two cannons and just like a terrible formation. You don't have Templar for minutes at this point. Like, what are you gonna do?
It's alright, because he backed up all those minerals, he can make a lot of cannons at once.
Yeah, I guess so.
You didn't sound pleased, Saetzero. That was the most begrudging yeah, I guess so I've ever heard from you. Okay, Citadel's on the way now. Is this enough cannons to hold off? I'm not so sure it is, but Krespy is not inclined to be aggressive. We saw last game, all the time he could have attacked in, he chose not to. And he's just going to build up these Hydras out here again as well. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw him go for a fourth base pretty soon here as well.
I mean, I wouldn't even mind it, though. Like, a fourth base, I wouldn't mind at all, honestly.
I mean, I don't know. Sometimes you gotta capitalize on your advantage and do some damage here. Now that all the cannons are finished, of course, I'm not recommending it. But I mean, when there were just those two up, I think you really could have got in there. Man, when Zealot speed finishes, though, that's gonna be such a power spike for Protoss. It's kind of insane.
Yeah, when it finishes is still pretty far away at this point. So it'll just finish. Well,
if it finishes, come on. If it starts.
It still has to start. A lot of gateways being added, so it looks like Justa is committing to two base, like powering for a while, but the probe count's too low for that. Like, same problem we're seeing before. I think once you start trying to do stuff on the map, Justa is like really kind of losing focus of some of the really essential things. Meanwhile, Krespy is just making drones upon drones. They see the drone over in the bottom left, so that fourth base probably coming up soon. And this Corsair is just seeing drones. It's like, oh.
Yeah, there's nothing else to see. Even Overlord's still sitting here waiting to be victims. It's a chronic problem, it seems like, for just no probes here. It's funny, if only they could trade resources like Age of Empires style, because Deathstar has all the gas, Krespy has all the minerals.
Oh, that'd be such a weird thing to add to a game like this. Just like have like one building you can make. Like, oh, I buy even at like a terrible rate. It'd be so funny though.
The market, you know, you trade like 50 gas for like 45 minerals or something.
Well, it's like you have to spend like a couple hundred for like an improved gas geyser that mines twice as fast or something.
Yeah, all those economic upgrades. Thing is, if you had like a marketplace in StarCraft, you'd never run out of money because you have depleted gas geysers. You'd always have some kind of income.
This Corsair comes over the side, does see these bases as they're getting started, but it is 2 expansions from Krespy. Speed is about to finish, so all these zealots will be able to be useful. They do have +1 weapons, and okay, that's a lot of zealots, so you gotta be very careful here.
Team. This is like a whole marathon worth of people sprinting across. I don't know.
That's the team, the backup squad, the practice squad, and
sure.
like, the
you know what? Now
that
I've been to an American football game, I know how many people there are hanging around on the side of the field. So I guess so. Okay, they're gonna get in a good engage here so far. Like it's only part of the zealots, but it's also only part of the Hydras. So it's actually going out pretty good for Protoss so far. Needs to get all those zealots together though. There's still a whole bunch in random places standing around doing nothing. Didn't hotkey them all apparently. Once again, a few of them engaging on their own and several just standing around. If you zoom out a bit, you can see there's just like some over here, some over there, some fighting and dying. They are going to take out all these Hydras, it looks like.
Yeah, but Lurker Aspect did just finish, and with everything getting delayed, that Robo, I believe, is not even started, if I'm correct. So, observers will be pretty far away. Krespy has not started morphing Lurkers just yet, but with these Zealots do plow through everything in the middle of the field. Mostly still alive. Templars in production as well, so this army's going to look pretty scary. It looks like they're going to go down towards the third, which there is a couple Lurkers morphing. That should be enough to help defend against this. But he knows about the bases in the bottom left as well. So you can deny those, at least kind of reset the game a little bit. We'll see how Justin wants to overcommit on this 6 o'clock base, though.
Yeah, no actual SimCity setup here. Yes, he built buildings at this location, but not in such a way that's actually helping him. So these Zealots are actually going to storm through and crush all this, but the Lurkers, there's no answer to those Lurkers. And you know, I say the SimCity wasn't helping, but now those Zealots are like in queue to get hit by spines, and he does have to retreat.
I like the decision though to back off. That it's like, I don't need to be here. It does reveal that, so I want to see that Robo like really soon. But that does mean an opportunity. Go over to the left side, eliminate some of these bases because it's unlikely there's gonna be a lot of defense there. We see one Lurker and some drones being morphed. That's not gonna be enough to just stop you. So
he even canceled it. I'm intrigued that he canceled that because he really didn't have to, but whatever. These bases will fall, it looks like. Burrow being researched. I mean, we've already at live has presumed the observers are on the way. I question the utility of that.
Yeah, I think it was like a stab. Like if I could have burrowed right now, I could have saved all these drones.
Ah, right. But it's a bit late. Oh, he canceled it anyway. I guess it was a mistake.
Wait, did he cancel or did it finish? Because it was almost done when you mentioned it. It was
I thought it only just started. Are you sure? I thought it was like 1%.
No,
really?
It was a while ago, man. I think he's got it.
We'll find out if he ever uses it, I guess.
Is this going to be your PvZ arbiters? We'll see if he uses it.
Oh, don't even start me on that. And you know, Stanton was defending that. He's like, oh, I didn't have time in this 30 minutes.
No, I saw that. I was like laughing at work today. I saw that.
If you're in chat, don't you dare make an arbiter ever again. You've been banned. Is that drop I heard? Dude, is he loading up? Oh, it's Lurker drops.
Yeah, he restarted that a while ago too. But look at this. So many Templar are waiting to happen. All these cannons in the range. Oh, is that what we're going to die before he drops anything? Oh, it's so close. It does not, though.
Literally 1 HP. Nice storm, I guess, killing an Overlord. Needs another one. Oh, probes are falling already. Where's the other storm? He just gives one storm, then gives up. Lets all the probes die without any reaction. Another Lurker drop coming in the main as well. Going to kill the rest. And again, Protoss not really giving any reaction. Some Zealots running up to the very top left of the map is his reaction.
Yeah, this isn't great, like what we're seeing here. I think it's so hard that some of this part of the game just have not gone well. Zealots are going to actually fight on the bottom side, but that's a lot of Hydras where the group being so far away from each other. Actually, a lot of Blue Command too. They're not even really fighting, just like, taking a lot of deaths here. Look how many probes have died, down to 2 probes.
The Protoss army is just everywhere, and these Templars, like, honestly, they're not getting a bad trade doing all those storms, but still all getting picked off. And yeah, like, there's just Protoss units everywhere. Jason just laughing at the chaos. Everything is just falling apart. Krespy's probably just, looking at the Protoss base like, I'm sorry, I must kill you like this.
I don't think any Zerg player is ever sorry they get to kill someone like that. I think you get that game where you brag about it in like every Discord's brag channel. You're like, yo, you wouldn't believe what I did to this guy.
In a CPL match. Oh my god, it fell apart so quickly. As soon as he started doing something with Zealots and there was a ray of hope, suddenly it's just like, disaster.
Yeah, unfortunately, Justice in the chat, you know we're having a good time. Like, that was a rough game, but I will give credit, like, Krespy, I think the way they played, I did like. And it's like, there was opportunities to, very macro-focused. Like, there was definitely opportunities to all in to be way more aggressive, but they have a style committing to it, and the way they execute it, like, I hate playing against that big drone style where you have all the economies, so that's a player that's like, I don't think I want to play against them.
Alright, just give me 1 minute here before we start that final series.
Yep. Nice return. When Neblime comes back, we do got one more set. We're going to go back to some PvT. Excited to see how that one does play out. Currently, like what we got so far, I think it is a 2-1. Korean Mechanics got a little bit of a lead right now as far as the Tier 2 goes. But hopefully you guys are having a good time watching the cast. I'm sure we got more casts lined up over the week. I don't know of particularly any at the moment. So, unfortunately, can't shill too much stuff. But, you know, right in the mix of the regular season. Hopefully everyone's meeting up with the coaches, getting their practice on, playing StarCraft in some kind of forms. If you don't play StarCraft like some people like me, we don't talk about that. I think the Diablo 2 patch might be coming out tomorrow. That's going to be super exciting if that's true.
As I'm crossing the room, through my headset, I hear the sweet, sweet sound of Saetzero shilling.
There wasn't that much to shill, man. I don't know.
Yeah, true. Just tell people, if you're in CPL, keep playing, because we're in the middle of the season.
That's kind of where I was.
Speaking of CPL games, let's get into another series of them. Simo says, I'm glad Neblime has to suffer through my games, so... Oh boy.
Well, we're going to have to watch the games regardless, so... I know Schema's a good guy. He's not going to spoilies us in the chat. Like, he can just,
if
sit there and be
cannon rushes,
quiet.
I'll be happy. I love cannon rushes. Even if it's, like, fails and the game ends, it's still exciting, you know? It's just fun.
In PvT, though?
Sure, it's still fun. Dude, that's so fun. Finally give those SCVs what they deserve.
Are you the Terran player? Are you sure? Like, the way you talk about it sometimes, I don't know. We are into our final set of the night. In the top right, in the blue Terran, it's Kyon, which is KyonEXE. And he's got the repping the clan tag. Actually, both guys repping their teams.
Nice.
And in the bottom right, in the red Protoss, it's Schemo.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
Uh-oh.
Yo, don't do this.
What? What if this goes on cast? Okay,
Tell them,
that's
hey,
kind of like he was about to die, and he's like, let the people learn from my mistakes.
See, I would be tempted there to, like, Futurama, be like, if this goes on cast, tell my wife hello.
Yeah, that's right. Someone's gonna do that one. Well, John, you asked for it.
Oh,
if
no.
I see a depot out of place, the people have to know.
Yeah, so you know what you should do? You should make a UMS for teaching how to wall.
And if they put it in the wrong place, it suddenly plays a sound of me yelling.
Like, you just hear, like, so you have, like, a pen of SCVs off to the side. You put it in a wrong spot, it just pops one, just kills one. You hear it explode. You're like, no.
That would be pretty great. That would be pretty great. Actually, I kind of like that idea. I'm tempted to actually make that now. And it just plays like a 2-minute long rant from some random CPL caster me complaining about SimCity.
It could happen here, so... Ooh, gets the gas steal off, so even in Tier 2, we got some scumbags flying around from Protoss, as you do. We didn't see the reaction from Kyon, though, to try and stop that, which, if you're planning not to worry about it, not a big deal, but seeing as he's pulling a couple dudes to kill it, I don't think he's planning to not just accept it.
Yeah, you need to pull way more than this if this is your plan.
I think I usually see, like, 4, right? That's about it?
I would say 5, to be honest.
Okay.
But the problem is with this is probably just retake it, right? And like I said, 2 is not enough. So, you know, maybe he's not really, he's only half-heartedly doing this to kind of give Protoss some anxiety. Maybe he is planning to spray on the CC, which I think would be fine here. Even though Protoss is making Zealots, you can defend with Marines in a bunker. It's not necessarily easy, but it can be done. And you just take your expansion, right? But I don't know, maybe he's going to stay in his base for a bit here.
Yeah, I think this is just a disruption gas steal, because we're not seeing that Nexus first to follow it up or anything. It's still gas, core, 1 gateway. Like, it's a little out of the way, but you know you're not dealing with 2-fac. You're not dealing with certain things here, and you're kind of just throwing your Terran off the game. It's a low investment if you manage to do it, and that's all you do. Honestly, I still do that most of the time. If I can get away with it, why not?
All right, Zealot is on the way, and this bunker is going down. Now, see, a lot of the time you see Zealots running past here. Oh, okay, now, Kyon said he wanted to point out the mistakes. Big error here is not maintaining marine production 100% of the time. If you want to hold these Zealots, you absolutely cannot miss any marine production, and you're going to need a third depot quick smart as well. So, honestly, it's looking pretty dicey for Terran right now because the Zealot is on the way. He needs at least 3 SCVs out here to help fight this, because one marine in a bunker, the Zealot's just going to ignore it and run right in. You need to hold it there with those linebackers. That's the only option you have. There's nothing out here. The marine might even die. Okay, he's going to micro around. The bunker will finish in time. Oh, he barely gets in there. So that's nice at least. But he needs SCVs to help fight this. And unfortunately, a marine gets caught there. Marine production has halted once again. And we see a huge bank down. Now, you can start building this CC and at least force the Zealot to kind of hang out here. I don't think it would be a bad move. But again, you've got to pull SCVs. That is the missing ingredient here. What I do, I just take 3 SCVs and right-click on that Zealot and forget about it. Does not run through his micro hole. Instead, runs the wrong way around, pretending to be the Zealot. I'm not really sure why it can't go through there, because I'm pretty sure it can. Maybe he's just not clicking on the right spot. And now all the Marines going to die. The XP is still refusing to help. This Zealot has done so much damage, and a Dragoon is on the way.
Yeah. Now, other than the actual emergency dealing with the Zealot, right, this SCV that's in the main, not, like, keeping eyes on what's being built, and not seeing if the Nexus is being built.
Well, you know, I don't mind just keeping it, like, to the side to come up later. Once again, Marine production has halted. A big bank coming up for Terran here. That Goon, though, is going to die pretty soon at this rate.
Yeah, it's taking a lot of damage. I got it highlighted.
SCV takes out the Zealot. Okay, well, things calm down for Terran here, because that Zealot does get taken out. Where is the CC going to start, though? Almost going to hit 1,000 minerals in a minute if he doesn't build something. And, you know, Protoss doing that build we hated so much, getting the 2 gates, then Robo, but also a 3rd gate here on 1 base. Factories should be able to start in a minute.
I mean, 3-gate Robo, I love this build for PvP. For this game, though, I'm a little confused.
Yeah, Goon Run By was absolutely possible. People in chat are right. It's still possible. It still would end the game as well, in fact. Seamer not going for it just yet, though. But he looks like he's just going to build up an absurd number of Goons, maybe drop a couple of Zealots as well, looks like the plan. And Kyon, still no CC, still no factory. Everything going off the rails here, getting really thrown off by this aggression. That Marine doesn't want that! Oh! Still only 1 Marine in this bunker. I'd also like to point out, that's like the lowest HP Marine ever in the bunker as well.
Yeah, and almost died walking in there. This game would be so different if it did manage. Now, we are seeing the factory finally getting started here, and gas still being mined. So no CC on the way. I wonder if there is going to be a second factory behind this, and you see the Goons really going to start putting a toll on. Shuttle on the way. I think you're saying, like, you could just bypass this whole wall, elevator in, or just get some Zealots and cause a little bit of chaos. If a tank does show up, it's not going to be enough. Moving forward to pick off some of these repairing SCVs, not a bad move. It starts to take cold damage just now.
Oh, the micro, though. I gotta say, of all things, Kyon pulled those back perfectly. That was really good. I still wish he'd build a command center, though. I mean, look, I'm just saying this because he asked for criticism as well, but in general in StarCraft, you have to spend your money on something. If it's the wrong thing, that's better than nothing. So in this scenario, we're hitting 1,000 minerals, just throw down a CC and like 2 more barracks and like an academy, I don't care. You just build something, right? It's better than nothing. Oh, this bunker not getting repaired? Okay, there we go, he does start again. Oh, he even cancels the SCV building the CC, but I think that's okay. He's going to bring another one here. That's a fine move here. Factory's finished, so he may still be able to stabilize. And behind this, Simo's still on 1 base this entire time. As much as he might have the advantage in the pressure, his economy is not building up. But again, the repair stopped the bunker because it reached full HP. Okay, he does start it again. Kyon barely holding on here. Here comes the shuttle, though. Builds up a Zealot and 2 Goons, and he has absolutely nothing in the main. Only SCVs to fight. And SCVs are pretty good units, but he's going to take a lot of damage here. The machine shop just finishing. The bunker's still not repairing, getting full health again. And yeah, these units here ready to stop the first tank from coming out. It's a dire situation. Kyon GG's out, knowing there's not much to do.
Yeah, that's pretty abusive what we saw from Schemo, but you know, execution was well enough here. I think though that is easily something that could have been defendable. Like,
wait,
right?
Ash Return saying spamming right click costs more than what? I gotta test that later. I'm blown away by that. Yeah, look. Okay.
I remember hearing way back in the day that spam clicking repairs it faster. I didn't know it costed more.
I thought that was also a myth, so I don't even know what's real anymore. Okay, you want my condensed feedback for that one? Is when the Zealots are coming, you have to focus on keeping your macro up. You got to still get your buildings and make your Marines and make your SCVs. That's the main thing I would say from that game. Like, yeah, you have to micro against them and it's hard, but you have to focus on trying to keep building stuff at the same time. Excuse me, Saetzero.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see a problem here?
I do see a problem.
The people on stream can't see it. Let's not spoil it. Let's just start the game.
Well, I'm just gonna make sure, you know, is it the thing it's supposed to be? Yeah, that's the thing it's supposed to be. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. It happens. It happens. It's not the first time.
It's not the first time, but Schemo isn't in the chat.
Technically not the first time this cast.
Schemo's in the chat.
Simo, explain yourself. Explain yourself.
Fucking, we got a bonus content game.
Excuse me, casters. Why are you blaming the casters? Oh, Simo was a caster. Yes. Okay. Yes. Blame the caster.
All right. So we got our game 2 of. Okay, I guess the players should just do whatever they want. We're rebelling against the system. Everything's ruined. Fuck it. On
CPL.
Neo-Sylphid in 12 o'clock. I hate they're talking about.
Well, why'd you play on then? You could have been playing on what is the second map anyway? Polypoid? Regular Polypoid. Come on. Come on.
12 o'clock. It's Schemo with the terrible splits on Sylphid in the bottom right. It's Keon.
I'm imagining Simo's the one who hosted it because Con's just like, what are you even talking about? He's just here having a good time, you know? He's out here playing.
Yo, is that just the strategy you could do CPL? It'd be like, oh man, like
yeah, immediately when you get in the game.
I didn't mean to pick Butter. I'm like, but I picked Eclipse. You want to just play Eclipse? This is cool.
Oh, is this Lost Temple? Sorry, I thought it was Polypoid. Let's just play this out, right? That's gonna be me. Oh, for real. No. What you do is you take the Kyon approach over here, like, not even Kyon, I suppose, he didn't say that, but, like, what you do is the first 5 seconds of the game, you say, oh, I don't really know this map, but then you pull out some, like, crazy strategy that only works on this map. Say, oh, I didn't really practice this week, I'm drunk, and then you do some bullshit.
Hey, I will go on the waitlist for the season if you say I could, like, snake people into playing Andromeda with me.
Like a special player. Now look at this, you might see a gas steal again here, I'm pretty sure. Barracks needs to go down. There you go.
Wait, did Schemo go far enough? Do you think he saw? Did he actually see? It looks like he did.
Well, he has been seen now, so yeah, he's going to get that gas again, no problem. And you know, I'd say last game, I did mention like you needed to keep building stuff, but it seemed like you had a fine response there, where you just stayed calm and tried to take his expansion, right? Just that it didn't work out. So I don't think this gas steal is necessarily too strong here for Schemo. But look at this. Is he going to cannon rush? Please. Please throw down a forge. Come on, Schemo. Yes, really? He's cutting probes. He's going to friggin' do it.
This is gonna be in bait. Oh my god,
yes.
It's actually
yes. Yes. Yes.
Alright, so listen. You're excited, and I'm happy you're excited. This should be, if you're gonna do this, why isn't it just like a gateway? Right? Like these cannons are like, you're so far away, you're gonna kind of leapfrog your way through it, and like if they build a bunker, like you're good? Like,
cannons outrange bunkers, my friend.
Yeah, but it's like you can put the bunker wherever you want. You just have to see that's coming. He's really getting away that he's not. He doesn't.
If you build 2 gateways and they build a bunker, what are you going to do? If you build a forge and they build a bunker, you're laughing. You're like, aha, I'll kill that too.
Dude,
he's going to see it. Surely he saw that, right? Yeah, he saw it. But did he notice? The SCV's eyes saw it, but the humans. And look, he's still going to go out here and try and build his command center. Marines once again not being produced. Oh no.
I hate this.
Oh no, yeah, this is brutal. I mean, even without the cannon, without producing additional Marines, it wouldn't even matter. I think the Zealot would kill him anyway. Simo, you got to do this against, like, you know, some game where it's like Simo will never win. Like, the opponent was so much better in game 1, then you pull this out and like steal a win, right? That's what I want to see.
It's just boondog. Like, here's the problem. Like, Kyon got in there, saw the fast forge, hasn't immediately started scouting his base to see what's going on. So
yeah, for sure, you should be doing that.
You need to find it as soon as you possibly can.
He finds it, but what does he have? He has a Marine, and you got to pull a lot of SCVs to kill that off. Oh, run away!
Yeah, and with the Zealot there to help, like it's not going to get better as this goes through.
Yeah, that's right. It's only going to get worse. Is he not able to fit through there? I mean, this barracks is out of position, but I didn't know if it actually blocked because I never put it there. It should be down further, I think is why I can't do it. Now even hitting the depot. Uh-oh. This is getting pretty bad for Terran. Now his CC might actually finish here, which is kind of nice. If he somehow survives, he'll have 2 bases. Oh, no, I had to jinx it, didn't I? I'm sorry. Kyon, that was my bad. I caused that to happen. And yeah, it looks like he's just going to get USK evicted from games.
Me too.
Well, cannon rushing is allowed. I'll tell Kyon right now if he ends up watching this. Any strategy that doesn't use certain exploits and bugs is allowed, so you're trying to win out here in CPL. That's the point. Kyon, I can also tell you this barracks needs to be down a tile or two, is why. Ooh, lifting is a very dicey strategy, though, because your opponent can stand underneath it.
I would say a big strategy if you're scrambling in a high-impact game, don't type. Don't talk. Like talking is I've given up and I'm having fun here. That's not how you actually win this game.
Sure he is, right? But hey, he's asking why it doesn't fit, I'm going to tell him, okay? Yeah, now this barracks in a good position. This would have worked, right? And yeah, like, Steamo's just going to crush through here. No SCVs left. Well, I say that. They're still alive now. I'm just predicting the future in like 5 seconds, you know? That gas SCV heroically holding out here. I'm so sad about that CC. Yeah, okay, you figured it out. Nice, next time we'll do it. GG is called. Simo doesn't type it back in time. Well, Simo didn't even honor him with the GG.
Yeah, what a jerk, this guy. So, like, objectively, really quick, when Kyon got to the base, saw the forge, and you scour on base, you find it's like one cannon's done. What do you do as Terra to stop that?
You just pull SCVs immediately and attack wherever the cannons are, right? Like you say, you need to scatter space. So you should have been making Marines constantly to begin with. Okay, there's a lot of trees we have to talk about here. When you first get gas stolen, what are you doing? If you're going for the expansion, fine. But then you still need at least 3 Marines. And when you know there's a Zealot coming, they get a 3rd depot and start making them non-stop. You don't even care how many you have. And then when you find the Forge at that point, you go, oh, okay, and you're already making Marines. And then you go look around your base. Wherever the cannons are building, you just pull as many SCVs as you need. Per cannon building, pull 4, and don't worry about how many SCVs you pulled. As many cannons as there are, you pull 4 more SCVs, and right-click 3 on every Zealot, and you should be good. I have a replay, by the way, of this in Terran Help. It's not a gas steal, I don't recall. I think it was just a regular opening, but I have a replay of Proxy plus Cannon Rush if people want to look at it in Terran Help. So yeah, there you go.
Okay. Well, Schemo bullies his way to a 2-0 victory. That means Korean Mechanics, as far as Tier 2 goes, takes 3-1 win. Did a great job for them so early on.
Are you going to build 2 cannons in my base, cancel them, and pretend you're ahead? Are you for real right now? He's like, yeah, that's what I wanted to happen.
I did CPL 8, the age of canceling buildings.
Literally, yeah.
Okay, so it was a fun cast, though. We saw some interesting stuff, so a little meme-y stuff, too. But, you know, had some good times. I enjoy watching some Tier 2 action. I'm probably casting some point later in the week. I did miss on maybe a Saturday cast. Other than that, though, you know, keep your eyes on Discord for anything moving forward. The blind man will say anything before we close it?
No, I'm good.
All right, beautiful. We're going to switch over to Mole Trap.